Hello everybody, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob, and today we're going to be unboxing these packs right here. These packs, can I do it right? Yeah, these packs right here. Okay, these are the Lord of the Rings living card game, or Lord of the Rings the card game, whatever they call it nowadays. These are like repackaged starter decks meant for new players to jump into your game, or to help players who bought the revised core set the ability to get more player cards while they wait for the repackaged, reprinted cards from the old days. So these cards I would recommend are probably something after you get the revised core set, you played a little bit, you want more player cards, you grab these. Or you are, let's say you have a collection, maybe you have some older cards, maybe you're watching this a couple years in the future, you have a bunch of player card collection, you're building it, you're building your own decks, but you want to have another player play with you, or a player that comes down once a month wants to join you in, a session or so. You could buy these or one of them and just hand them to that player, and they have their own little mini collection of cards to join in your, your campaign or your scenarios or whatever, that kind of thing. So those are like the kind of two uses how I use the ones. There's ones, they originally did this in Arkham Horror, the living card game. Brought out these starter decks. And they were a good way just for new players to kind of fill out their player card collection. Or again, like if you have a friend that doesn't have a collection and they want to come down and play with you and you don't want to really mess with your collection of all your cards, or you only have so many copies of certain cards, you could grab a starter deck and just give them some cards. And they're a choice. There's extra cards included in these packs to help build your deck and tweak your deck, which is neat. So we're going to look at that. I just got these. So full disclosure, I purchased these. Thank you again, everyone who supports the channel through Patreon, donations, YouTube, all that stuff. Links are down below. But I pre-ordered these, I don't know how long ago. You guys probably know who watched our previous playthrough series. We mainly do live playthroughs here. I don't usually do unboxings, but this game is special to me. It's one of the first games we got into getting into the hobby back in like 2012. I played this game for a few years with Mel. We played with Justin, who you've seen on the channel in the past. We played with Kyle. I love playing this 2, 3, and 4 players. Had a blast for years playing this game. Never really on YouTube though. This was one of my games we played off camera or off Twitch or whatever it was at the time. We didn't really make videos of this game. This was my one where I could like just play like crazy, not worry about cameras and length of videos and making sure we're playing it right and all that kind of stuff. We're just having fun with it, tweaking decks, spending entire weekends playing this game, like literally no joke. Like Friday night, our buddy Justin would drive down, he'd come and play like 2 games, we'd tweak decks in between, we'd lose, that kind of thing, and we just continue playing through progressing through the chapter packs or adventure packs, whatever they're called in this game. And then he would sleep over Friday, wake up Saturday morning, we grab breakfast, boom, we're back at it again, trying the next scenario. I'm building decks, like we're tweaking decks, we're playing all Saturday. Sometimes he'd stay a second night. We used to do that with Gloomhaven also, but yeah, I have fond memories of this game. And then around, I don't know when it was, I think it was the Grey Havens cycle came out. We stopped playing as much. We were more into competitive card games, like Game of Thrones and stuff. So I didn't have time to deal with 2 lifestyle games. So we kind of put this one on the back burner. I stopped buying cards except for the Saga boxes. But recently on the channel over the last, I don't know, what was last year or last 6 months or something, Fantasy Flight Games re-released the revised core set box for this game. So a great time for new players to get into the hobby. They added a campaign mode to the base box. And then they released an additional product called the Dark of Mirkwood expansion that was a kind of rip the scenarios out of another limited edition starter set they did back in the day. So it's 2 new like friendly scenarios. They jam those in a pack. You can buy those so you can have like 5 scenarios in your campaign or whatever. But this is like the next wave of product after that. These starter decks are repackaged old cards from sets that they don't plan on reprinting, supposedly. Is the majority of cards in these decks are from things that you won't see reprinted. So if you start looking at the list of cards, you're like, wait, this came in this box and all these cards came in this box and this cycle and whatever, you'll kind of understand which ones are repackaging. So they're not really going to double up on too many cards, I don't think. And then next is the Agmar Awakened cycles coming out soon. So today I got these. These were supposed to come out in Canada. I even looked in a distributor website, even on my local game store when I pre-ordered these packs. It was back when we were playing on the channel the live playthrough of the Hobbit Saga campaign. I think you can find links for our previous playthroughs of this game that we've now done recently on YouTube, and we will do more. They are linked down in the video description. There are playlist links there. So we don't normally do unboxings. If you found this video and you're like, oh, this is cool, you know, this unboxing, but man, I'm looking for gameplay of this game. Yeah, stay tuned. There'll be more, and we have played it. Just look in the video description. You'll find the playlist links. But that's mainly what we do here is live playthroughs of games like this. So yeah, stick around. It's not going to be this crappy, long, you know, unedited, goofing around unboxing. I don't take them too seriously, but this, I'm kind of excited for this product. Even though I got it late, we are sitting here in May. It's May 26th, 2022. This product was scheduled to come out in Canada, and I think everywhere, March 11th, 2022. March 11th. I pre-ordered it from my local game store. My local game store emailed me later in March saying, hey, dude, I don't know what's going on with the distributor. They haven't got this product yet. Do you want to cancel your pre-order? I'm okay if you cancel it and go get it somewhere else or whatever. And I'm like, nobody has it in Canada. I don't know what's going on. Weeks passed by. We moved on and started playing Marvel Champions LCG on the channel. I thought we'll come back to this whenever they show up. I even scheduled this stream unlisted, and I just had to move it to today's date. It was originally scheduled for like March 12th or something like that. And I had unlisted, just waiting to make it public when I got the packs. Well, I just picked up the packs 2 days ago. They did come out in Canada, I think March 6th, or no, May 6th, sorry, May 6th. They finally arrived in Canada. But get this, here's my luck. This is a funny thing, okay? I pre-ordered them from one of my local game stores, not the one I always pre-order from, but I reached out to him. I said, hey, you're getting these products? He said, yeah, I'll add them to my database and you can pre-order them on my website. I did that. Then he was being super nice, like, you know, they haven't come in yet. You can cancel if you want. I'm like, no, they'll come eventually. Don't worry. You just hold the pre-order. There's some delay or something. No big deal. I didn't know, but literally the store closed down to move locations on May 7th and 8th. They were only going to close for 2 days. Well, they moved to another area in the city, okay? Like 10, 15 minutes away from their other location, 10, 15 minutes further from me. Okay, not a big deal. But I didn't get the email saying I got the packs. And I started seeing them pop up in other stores in Canada around May 6th, 7th, and 8th. And I was thinking, oh, damn, the store is moving. Obviously, they're not going to, there's nowhere for me to pick up my packs because I set it for just to go pick it up when it's ready. So I didn't get the email. Then I start checking on like May 10th, you know, around there. I checked the store. Oh, they're not still open. They're closed still. And then they posted on their website finally, was like, sorry, we're going to be closed for a week. Something came up. They're trying to get things ready for their new store. A week later, they then update on their website saying, sorry, we're going to be closed for another week. So they were closed for like, I think 2.5 weeks. They literally just had a soft launch last weekend. They're doing their grand opening coming soon. I don't even know when. But yeah, they basically, closed for like 2.5 weeks. And literally just on, I think Tuesday, I got the email saying my packs are ready to pick up. So I didn't get my packs till like May 24th. So not only was I late from the original date, they were out in the US in March 11th. They came out in Canada May 6th. I don't know why so far away. That's crazy. And I couldn't, there was no way to get them, cancel my order, nothing. The store was just closed, like offline. So my luck, of course, when the packs finally arrive, they arrive in my local game stores closed for like 2.5 weeks for renovations and reopenings and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so I finally have them. So here we are. And we're going to go through them. So yes, I'm late to the party. I know some people can't find these packs still. They go out of stock. The revised core set is, you know, maybe hard to find and all that kind of stuff right now. But I wanted to open these. I wanted to look at them. So I had the stream already set up. I had thumbnails, everything all scheduled, but just unlisted. I just changed the date to today this morning and decided I'm going to do it today. Man, it's so frustrating. But anyways, so my plan with these, which we talked about on previous streams, I want to do some testing with these, either playing solo or we'll play 2-player on the channel, try them out, you know, with the revised core set or the Dark of Mirkwood, just play like the 2 scenarios with them. Maybe take these decks and run them through Agmar Awaken when it comes out in July, I think. The campaign expansion is scheduled for July 22nd. So that means I should have it in Canada sometime in September. I'm just kidding. I have all the player cards. I'll probably just do the print and play of the campaign cards they're adding in. But we will play through that campaign on the channel this summer is the plan. So unless there's delays to it, we might be playing it like September or something. But I have the cards. I could play it right now, but I don't want to. I'm going to wait just because I want people to be able to get it and start playing it, and then they can avoid spoilers and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we'll see. So yeah, still playing some Lord of the Rings, still excited for it. It just sucked. I really took the wind out of my sails. We were playing it on the channel. We were excited, did the revised core set campaign, played the Dark and Mirkwood, played the Hobbit saga boxes. And I was like, man, these packs are going to arrive and I'm just going to keep playing Lord of the Rings. I can't wait to play more. I want to play with these decks. And then, yeah, here I'm in May, end of May. Kill me now. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm going to be a little rusty with the game. I did read the rules this morning. And in a funny moment, so with all that complaining and ranting out of the way, so this game was delayed, I'm upset and all that, but here's the good part. Here's the good part. So anyone who's been watching the channel, you're gonna get a kick out of this. I don't know why that was flashing, but these packs came late, very frustrating. But this morning, like literally an hour and a half ago, I was like, oh, let me just read the Learn to Play guide, you know, and try to wash the Marvel Champions terminology out of my head, which is a similar game to this, same foundation, same style, co-op living card game. But when I go from living card game, cooperative living card game to cooperative living card game, they kind of blend together and I start forgetting what's different about each game and like, you know, the terminology is just messing with me. You guys know that. And then, so what I did this morning, I was like, you know what, I'll just rip through the Learn to Play guide quick to kind of get the terminology back, the flow of the game back in my mind, kind of refresh myself of this game I've played for hundreds and hundreds of hours, but for some reason I just forget because I play a similar game and it totally messes with me. So I opened the front door to go sit down on the front porch to read the rules an hour and a half ago. And let me tell you, these packs, they arrive late. But you know what doesn't arrive late? A wizard hat. A wizard hat is never late, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to, okay? So this hat literally showed up on my door. I ordered it the other day, and I ordered it from the US. Anyone who was there for that Gloomhaven stream, so people are saying I need to order this wizard hat. We picked the wizard hat out. We did the votes for it and all this kind of stuff. This is an official Gandalf licensed hat I ordered from the US. It took literally 2 days to get here. But Asmodee can't get packs here in months. I don't know. But I got the wizard hat. And it showed up. And it was like a sign from the fantasy lords up above that it was like the universe aligned, that I scheduled the stream today. And I was like, today I'm going to play the I'm going to open the Lord of the Rings packs. Get back into the game. And I open my front door, rule book in hand, coffee in hand, to go sit out front. And there's this UPS package sitting on my porch. And it's literally the hat I didn't expect for 2 more weeks. Like it was literally like the date of arrival is like 2 weeks from now. And it showed up the same day. It was like a sign, like a Gandalf hat. I ordered the wizard hat. I finally have it. It shows up on the damn Dune Lord of the Rings. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I don't know. It's now focusing all weird, but yeah. So I got my wizard hat. So anyways, look at the art in the back, huh? Look at this. Oh, now it's like the focus is getting all messed up by it. I don't know what's going on. It's like, I don't know what this is. Let's see if it fixes itself. Damn it. Stupid joke. A wizard hat is never late, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to. I'll have to take it off if the focus is messed up. I'll have to take it off. But let me show you this. Let me show you this. Okay, I was cutting off the tags for this thing. This was not advertised in the where is it? I want to show you. So this is like a one size fits all kind of thing, right? But I'm looking at this little Velcro thing inside and I'm thinking, okay, this will fit my big fat head, you know? But then I'm like looking at the tag, okay, it's like official license, The Hobbit, whatever, you know? Then I'm like, what is this? There is a literal pocket hidden inside with Velcro. Brian, thank you for the super chat. Says wizard hat for the win. Thank you for the support. Awesome. But yeah, inside here's like a little pocket. Now, I'm assuming this is where you hide your pipe weed in there, right? You hide your pipe weed in there, right? That's what it's for? Or is it for the fireworks? I don't know, but there is a little pocket hidden in this hat to hide stuff. So like, I don't know. I thought that was pretty neat. But yeah, it's a pretty good quality hat, I'm telling you. It's for the wizard's tobacco. It's your pipe weed. It's definitely to hide drugs, that's for sure. Never trust those wizards, man. Never trust those wizards. So yeah. So next time you need to smuggle something into somewhere, go buy this officially licensed Hobbit wizard hat, Gandalf hat, and you can hide stuff in it. No one will ever think to check there. So it's good stuff. All right. You'll need to mess with the lighting. Oh my god. Yeah. It's messing it up for sure. It's like trying to focus, like it's probably doing face detect, but the hat's like, you know, making my face dark, so it's like trying to focus on a face and it's like this isn't human, whatever this is going on here. All right. So here are the packs. We finally, oh, now I'm going to be like blocking the camera. Hey guys, here are these cool packs. What do you think about them? Isn't this art amazing? All right. Oh man. Ultravioletta says, I don't think wizards have lots of pockets, so that's pretty clever. The hat is even better. It makes Rob blurry. Go to hell, Brian. I see what you're doing there. Just like blanks me out. All right. Yeah, it's definitely messing up. All right, I'm gonna take it off. It is pretty warm actually. Well, it's also warm down here because all the, you know, computers and the lights and all that stuff. But oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. This is the most serious unboxing I've ever seen. Yes, and always my unboxings are the most serious, full of info, facts. You know, all the serious stuff. All right. Oh, I have a question. Let's figure out which deck first. So I'm just gonna open these things. We're gonna look through them. We're gonna see the spare cards, see if there's any like pamphlets inside, like recommended builds or anything, or like the pre-built. I don't know. Elves, riders. Actually, call it Rohan, Gondor, and dwarves. I think I spelled all this right, did I? Elves, yeah. Okay, I just put a poll in the live chat. You guys can vote which deck, I don't know, which art do you like the best? Which name do you like the best? Have you played the decks? Which one do you like the best? Which one do you want to see me open if you only have a few minutes to watch? Which one do you want me to open first? You can always come back later and watch it. The stream will be archived on the channel. Also hit the subscribe button, best way to find your way back. But go ahead and vote in the live chat if you're watching on PC, phone, whatever. Get in the chat. You can vote for whichever deck you want me to open first. Yeah. If you know nothing about this, you're just watching for the giggles. Yeah, you could just vote based on like, do you like dwarves better? Do you like the defenders of Gondor? Like a defense kind of style? You know, are you down with elves? You know, elves are the best. Or the riders of Rohan, you like horsies? Yeah, you can vote for that one. Whatever you want. And I'll just open them in like the order of the poll. So that's the best way. I don't know. Velco, I may sniff cards, so warning to anyone, I do love cracking adventure packs, data packs, chapter packs, scenario packs, mythos packs, whatever the hell the packs are called in whichever living card game, competitive or cooperative, since I got into the hobby. I love the smell of them. They're amazing. Yeah, it's a great whiff. Brings me back to the Super NES, you know, Nintendo and Super Nintendo little books you used to get in the video games. I love that smell of cracking the seal on a fresh video game back in the day. It's hard to smell stuff now when you just download it from the internet. It just doesn't work the same for some reason. I try to smell the Ethernet cable and I just can't smell the game in the book, in the box and stuff. It's weird, but video games have lost it. But at least we have tabletop gaming where we have sealed, printed cardboard and paper that has that beautiful ink smell. I love that fresh smell. So maybe we'll smell it today. And if you don't want to see that, tune away now. But yeah, they'll all smell the same. I'm sure they all came from the same factory. So we'll just sniff one. But I do love the smell, for real. I do love the smell. Yeah, Fantasy Flight game stuff's never had a bad smell that I know of. Well, Erica's giving us trouble. This is one of the games that Robin Mel made me buy. Got the core set and now begging for someone to play with me. Yeah, I like it. I like the game 2-player. I've played it a little bit solo when I first got the game. I remember playing it on a night shift at work. I was covering somebody's shift and I just literally had to sit there and monitor like, you know, systems and servers and bank transactions, all this kind of stuff happening, make sure nothing failed. But I was literally like bored out of my mind. And at the time, literally the boss is like, if you cover one of these shifts, feel free to like watch Netflix all night or whatever. Just make sure like if something fails, you know, ring the alarms, email the right people, fix the things, whatever you got to do. And I remember covering the shift so bored out of my mind. The next day, next time I did it, I brought like a few games and I actually like, I'm going to try this solo gaming. I never did it before. And I remember that was back in like 2013, probably 2012, 2013. I remember like taking this game and I built a deck, I built a scenario. And it was a scenario we lost, I believe. And I just brought it to work, basically, sat there playing. It was like a 12-hour night shift. And I literally just sat there for hours playing the scenario over and over again, trying to tweak the deck and understand the scenario. So next weekend or whatever, when we played it, we could beat it. So I was like trying to like test decks and build decks and stuff. So that was like the only time I ever really played this game solo. So I'm not really a solo player of this game. I will want to try it with these decks going forward, but I really love the cooperative nature of this game. That's what drew me in, was the idea of like, I had these competitive card games I loved, playing with my opponents, trying to best my opponents. But then the idea I could still play a card game like that, but then play together against an AI was like very captivating to me. Working together was fun. I could tell a lot of my gaming group really liked that more than me trying to crush them in like a competitive card game. So it's good. It's fun. It's just a lifestyle game, right? So once you start collecting the pool, you got to stay up with it. You know, you gotta keep the deck building going. You know, the scenarios keep changing. It's like definitely a big time sink to stay active in one of these games. But this game is not coming out with new products, like new cards anymore. It's just like repackaged stuff. Unless you look into the fan-made stuff. Supposedly there's like new fan-made stuff coming out, but that's more for people who have like a full collection and have been in the game for a while. I don't recommend going for that stuff right now, supposedly, but I could be wrong on that. But I've seen them even recommend like all that new stuff, that the fan printed stuff is mainly for like you know, the hardcore long-term player that has a big card pool. I could be wrong. All right, let's close the poll and see where it's at. Erica, you could play two-handed also. You don't have to play like true solo. It is known to be tougher true solo, and it works. It just feels like kind of like a little afterthought to the game. Like most of the cards are like designed for multiplayer, you can tell, but and obviously you have more weaknesses at the table if you just have one deck. It's hard to cover all your bases, especially since there's like four. There's like, think about it for a minute. It's like, you know, the game's not like 100% designed solo when there's like 4 factions or 4 card colors or 4 colors of the pie, you know, and when you play solo, you can only pick like 3 heroes. Yes, they came out with cards that you could like give heroes other spheres, so you can play cards out of those spheres, but they're still in your deck. You're drawing 1 card a turn most of the time. You need to like, you know, and the bad mulligan rule. You need to find those attachments, get them on the heroes to then start being able to spend resources on the other stuff. So you could see things in the wrong order, and that really makes the deck rough. But yeah, just the fact that you can't cover all your bases if you have a smaller card pool. You can't. It's hard to cover your bases, right? Maybe when you get the full card pool, you start pulling stuff out of the factions, you know, that do little things that the other factions are missing. But it's just like, just that design alone, like right from the start, it's like, I only have 3 heroes and I can kind of only cover 3 spheres in my deck, but there's 4 in the game. You know, the scenario is going to be poking you and testing you in all those spheres, all those things those spheres are good at, right? So it's like, just that alone makes it feel a little like, you know, against you playing solo. But again, that's all just theory. All right, so from the poll, it looks like the elves, yes, elves for the win. I would have saved them for last, honestly. If I wasn't going to do the poll, I would have saved them for last because that's the one I'm most looking forward to. I love building elf decks. But I had, with the card pool I have, like the old card pool, when I bought up to, I think it was the Grey Havens, right? I think it was the Grey Havens for this game. Yeah, I have all of Khazad-dûm, Heirs of Numenor, Voice of Isgard. I have, you know, whatever these cycles are called, they don't match or whatever. I don't know the cycle names, who cares? But this Agmar Awaken one I know because they're re-releasing it. But the Grey Havens, I have the deluxe box for this cycle, whatever it's called, the boat cycle, but I didn't buy any packs for it. So I hope they re-release this one. In fact, I hope they re-release a bunch of these ones because I have nothing from these sets. I bought all the Saga expansions, though. I kept buying those throughout because I always wanted to play the campaign mode. I thought it was so cool. And the fact you're playing scenarios from the books is neat, and the movies and whatever, you know? But yeah, I hope there's cards in these decks that come from these sets that I've never seen before. I hope it's just not just, I didn't just buy stuff from packs I already have, right? That's what I don't know. So I'm sure you guys will let me know. But some of these cards should surprise me. Some of them will be ones I may have owned, but I've never played with because they weren't considered meta or good. But yeah, it'll be fun to try to play with just these decks and just the cards that come in them that are on the side and tweak and play. I want to really experiment with these cards. I think it's fun. I want to see what they did for the new player. But yeah, I bought up to this and then we stopped. And I think we only played through this. I don't even think I played Agmar Awakened or whatever, or however you say it. I don't think we even played through it. I don't think we got that far when we were playing each scenario by scenario with our group. I feel like I bought all that because most of it was still sealed earlier this year or late last year when I opened it all to sort it. The only thing that was open was like the deluxe box, so I don't think we got there. I probably opened the deluxe box and stole player cards out of it to put in our decks while we were playing the other expansions. So yeah, there's a lot for this game. So they're going to keep repackaging some of this stuff, releasing it in better release models for those that are new to the game and don't know. Originally, this game, oh, here's the cycle names. So let's say this Agmar Awaken cycle. So ignore those top two products. Before, you'd have to buy a deluxe box, and then you'd have to buy all these little packs, which are, look at, some of them are out of print, some of them are in print. They're hard to find, but you want to play them in order. That's part of the fun, right? You can play them all standalone, it's no problem, but they say sprinkle player cards in each one and stuff too. So like sometimes you want to get those player cards, those heroes and all those kind of things. But it was hard to like buy all this stuff separate, and you're paying shipping sometimes on separate things. You're driving around to stores trying to find the packs. You're bugging your store to pre-order this one. Can you get this one? I'm still missing this one. It's like a freaking game of Pokemon trying to collect them all. It's so annoying. It's just like anti-consumer. It's super lame. They were trying to do it to like get you to visit the game store more often, support the local game store. That was the idea of it. But then it just became people just ordering them online all over the place and trying to find them. And then no store wanted to stock them because there's too many. And then people were getting lazy, didn't want to go to their store so often to buy it. They could just order it online, Then Asmodee just started selling them directly. So people just went straight to the, you know, to the horse's mouth or whatever, just buying them straight from them. But now they are re-releasing them. So now they release them in 2 boxes. They're going to release one in June, I believe. The player cards are coming out in June, is the date on that. I think it's like June. There's a date. I forget what the date is. Somebody might know in the chat. There is a date tied to it. Maybe I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. Well, I think I saw the link. One sec. This release calendar link's where it's at. It's in here somewhere. I believe it's in June. There it is. June 17th. June 17th. You can get the hero cards in one single box. You don't have to hunt them all down in separate packs. And then in July, this guy comes out. This is all the campaign cards. So if you don't like the campaign, you don't have to buy the campaign. If you just want more hero cards, you buy the separate box. But for anyone who's new to Arkham Horror or Lord of the Rings, this is how they're going to release stuff going forward. And they said they're going to do it like a best of. So if you found this video and you're like, I didn't know any of this stuff, this is what's happening. So now they have a new revised core set. They have these starter decks we're talking about today. They have the Dark of Mirkwood little expansion. But yeah, don't start hunting down old packs. It's going to be a little expensive, a little rough. You might not find things reprinted again. Where is this? Standalone scenarios? Is this the one? Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with these either. But this Dark of Mirkwood, this is a new product from the new line. It is just repackaged old stuff, but it was stuff that was limited. Hello, Matouge. Hello, Mr. Matouge. How's it going? But yeah, hopefully that helps somebody out understand what's going on. But look for the revised core set if you're getting into this game. Then maybe buy this for more scenario stuff. Gives you a couple new scenarios. You can expand your campaign. And then maybe look at these starter decks. But if you're watching this in the future, look for the larger campaign boxes and the larger player card boxes for each cycle that they re-release. Don't go try to hunt down little packs and little deluxe boxes and stuff. That's not where you want to be going. That's just a pain in the butt. It actually, I think it costs more too than it does buying it all together. And that's not even including shipping and all that kind of stuff. And your gas, if you're driving to your store to go pick it up, you know, that kind of thing. Not that many people do that, but anyways, hopefully that helps somebody out. Okay. Okay, I'm not putting on the hat. It blocks the card camera. I lined up all the cameras before this hat arrived. So if I put on the hat and then I lean forward just to talk about a card, you know, read a card close, you guys can't see it. So it's not going to work. I'm not readjusting all the cameras and lights. I already have this glare that's bugging the heck out of me. I was moving things around trying to get glare not to happen. That's the best I got right now. Well, I'll get these out of the pack so we don't have the glare, but all right. So the first on the poll was Elves. Okay. The second was Gondor. And then we have Rohan and Dwarves are last. All right. That's how we're doing it. So I'm going to throw these off to the side. We got our Elves. Okay. Take off the sticker. Thank you everyone that voted in the poll, by the way. Oh, Matuj needs to see the hat. I see. Okay, I get what you're saying. Sorry, I didn't read all of it. I'm just going through now. I was rambling. Yeah, Larry, they did finally get their act together and start putting cards together, start thinking about the consumer, thinking about the store's shelves and space and, you know, all that kind of stuff. I was ranting about that stuff years ago. I was saying this pack hunting stuff for Arkham, you know, for Lord of the Rings, all their LCGs I used to play. I've been complaining about this stuff since I first got into tabletop gaming in 2012. And I always said they need to do it like comic books, you know, at least. It's okay to release them month by month for a bit, but then they become more of a burden as they get bigger. And they need to do it like comic books where they just then release them in like omnibuses or whatever, the hardcover, put a whole bunch of stories and comic series in one book that people later can buy, you know, and that kind of thing. I love the way they do that in comics, or even in video games. They'll, you know, you have a trilogy of games and they release it later as like a, you know, a player's choice, a best of, a game of the year edition, you know, kind of jam all the DLC and that stuff into it. I feel like that's how they should have did it for this game, and they kind of did. So, and the same with Arkham, they ended up doing it. So it's funny. I was calling it and saying they need to do it. It's like, you know, just copy what those other industries have done. People love it, and they did. So that was good. So I wasn't crazy, yeah, I told you so. It was basically, you know, that's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, RDC cards I've played with before in the start here. So they come in two little packs, it looks like. I don't know if one, I'm assuming if this is, yeah, that's card number 1 on the top here. Card number 1, and then we get to 20 here or whatever. They have their own symbol. They have their own symbol. So this looks like some kind of little butterfly thing. Oh no, that's a leaf, right? That's like probably somebody knows the tree that's called in the Lord of the Rings lore, or, you know, in Tolkien's lore. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, okay. A little book just dropped out. Okay, there comes a little book that is hidden behind here. Do not throw this out without finding this little book hidden behind the credits here or whatever. Okay. There's where to send your angry letters. You know, if you're in Canada and you still haven't got your products and they just showed up months later, you just send to one of these, even though none of these are Asmodee Canada address. So I don't know what the hell they're doing. It's not even a North American address. I don't know what is going on. It seems like they may have shipped us some product from like the UK or Europe because we couldn't get North American product. Maybe somebody robbed the truck. Like, who knows? Maybe the truck fell off a cliff or something of our original shipment that was supposed to be here in March. I don't know. Yeah, who knows what's going on. So this is 82 card starter deck for Lord of the Rings, the card game. It contains a ready-to-play starter deck featuring the Wood Elves of Middle-earth. Take advantage of their nimble grace to adapt to any challenge and stay one step ahead of danger. The Elven heroes, Celeborn, Galadriel, and Haldir, Okay, so that I'm assuming is in the starter deck. I think they give you extra heroes, if I remember correctly. I remember looking at like leaked lists when before these came out, and I'm curious. It says additional Sylvan themed cards that can be used to augment and customize any deck. Lord of the Rings, the card game core set, is required to play. Okay, and that's mainly required to play because you need like dials and tokens and stuff. Of course, you can use dice and pen and paper and stuff, whatever you want. I'm assuming you would take one of these decks, buy the Dark of Mirkwood little 2 scenario campaign and can play that fine. You just need a way to track your threat and, you know, place progress, you know, to accumulate progress, resources, damage, all that stuff. But I think you're okay after that. You just wouldn't have like, yeah, that's it, I think, right? Yeah, die and paper, right, Matuj? That's all you need. So yeah, you technically don't need the core set, but you'll have no scenarios to play because this is just the player cards for the game, not, you know, you have nothing to play against to make a scenario, you know? But I recommend get the core set, start there. You know, you'll get some core stable cards that are still strong in the game. Just more player cards you can augment these decks with. Yeah, it's really good. All right, so that's the box. All right, let's look at this. Elves of Lorien starter deck. In the wild world, the wood elves lingered in the twilight of our sun and moon, and they wandered in the great forest that grew tall in lands that are now lost, the Hobbit. This starter deck contains everything you need to play a Sylvan-themed deck for Lord of the Rings the card game. To play the pre-built starter deck, take the 53 cards preceding the Halt divider. So it's like in Marvel Champions, they have the little stop card or whatever. Halt! Marked with an asterisk in the lower right corner. Then follow the setup instructions in the rules reference on page 16. And that rules reference is the core set. Because it's definitely not in here. This only goes up to like page 8. Okay. There is a complete deck list on the last page of this book for your convenience. Oh, there you go, in case you drop your cards. Or you want to revert it back to the starter deck after you've, you know, tweaked it and messed around with it and stuff. This list can be used to reconstruct the Wood Elf starter deck after it has been disassembled, or you trip and fall and drop it all over the floor. All right. Let's see. The remaining cards after the Halt divider can be used when building your own custom player deck. See deck building on page 6 of the rules reference. The cards in this expansion can be identified by the following symbol before each card's collection number. All right, let's see here. Where's the I told you so dance? Starts writing angry letter. Love those. Matush says, I love those Halt dividers / cards. It's life and death situation. Very serious stuff. Yeah. I can't wait to see them. All right. Playing the Wood Elves starter deck. Whoa! They give you some little tips here with freaking pictures. FFG is cool, usually writing up in, I've seen pre-built deck stuff or they post stuff in other card games they've made, and they never put the pictures of cards. They just kind of like give you a blurb, right? Like you kind of want to look for this. They put the cards in like bold, you know, and then you got to like spread the deck out, see the cards they're talking about. But this is neat. All right, let's see how cool this is. The Wood Elves are reclusive people preferring to ambush their enemies rather than to meet them head on. To play this deck, you'll want to focus on situational efficiency and graceful adaptation. Oh man, that just sounds awesome to me. All right. So we got Nath Guide here and Galadriel Minstrel. I've seen this card. This card I'm not sure. Maybe I just never played with it or I just don't remember the art. Maybe it's from a set I don't own. I hope there's cards in here I've never seen or played with before. That'd be fun. The deck is built around a number of Sylvan allies with specific one-time abilities, usually focused on when they enter play. Yeah, I remember it coming in and out of play, right? Such as Nath Guide and Galadriel Minstrel. These cards are combined with effects to allow you to return an ally to your hand. Response after, let's see this. After Galadriel, I'm probably saying it all wrong, Minstrel enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Okay, this one's after Nath enters play, choose a hero. That hero does not exhaust the quest this round. Yum, 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 yum. All right, that's cool. I like that ability. All right, here to try to identify the character with abilities that are going to be the most helpful given the circumstances of the game. Then use a return to hand effect from an event, such as the Tree People, to get extra use of the ability. When you are set up with a handful of Sylvan allies in play, aim to use the Host of Galadrim for a powerful and potentially game-winning turn. All right, what do we got here? Tree People, action, return a Sylvan ally you control. Oh, Sylvan, see? They stop you from bouncing Gandalf back to hand early. To your hand to search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Sylvan ally, put that ally into play and shuffle the other cards back into your deck. You can only play 1 copy of the Tree People each phase. Okay. Then we have Host of Galadrim, or Galadrim. Return each Sylvan ally you control to your hand, then play each of those allies from your hand one at a time at no cost. Oh, hell yeah, but that's expensive. Holy. But to get those abilities off, man, that's cool. Oh, look, even more. This is cool. Okay, I'm impressed. This is effort you don't usually see in our hobby, explaining like how to play things. You usually get the rules. You might get a tip or two, you know, maybe a little strategy paragraph at the end of a book, sometimes in board gaming, right? But to see like this worked out for a new player, like this is someone who went, let's care about the new player. Let's, you know, and let's care about the person and teach in the game or whatever, so you can give this to the player. They can kind of sit in the corner, kind of read, you know, before they play with you, or your friend went and bought this and they're going to come over and play with you next weekend. At least they can kind of read through this to kind of understand how it works before they show up and they're like lost, you know? I think that's really neat. Like, they didn't have to do this, but I like that they did. Because this deck uses 3 spheres, balancing your resources may be a little more challenging than with other decks. The Nenya attachment can be used to add the lore icon to Galadriel, and this should help mitigate this challenge. This is what I was just talking about for solo gaming. Yeah, this is one of those rings that you attach to give them a different resource icon. So this is how you can play like different, you know, not just all 4 spheres, but you can kind of put more of a single sphere in your deck, even though you only have 1 hero that can maybe play them. You can make 2 heroes have those resources to help smooth the resource curve, right? Many of the ally cards in this deck, such as Galadriel's Handmaiden, also have low hit point values, so take care to protect your board from effects that can damage multiple characters at once. Oh yeah, it'll wipe these right out. Some abilities may be more useful later in the game. If you draw an ally like Orofin, consider holding him until there is a good target in your discard pile for his return to hand effect. So he's ranged, love that keyword. Response, after Orofin enters play, return a Sylvan ally from your discard pile to your hand. Oh man, Magali art for sure, right? For sure, Magali. Yep, Magali Villeneuve right there, man. Best artist in the game, right there. Look at that. Look at that. Come on, man. That's awesome. Awesome. Cool. Man, that's more than I expected to find in here. It's more than I expected to find in here. I thought it'd be a 1-pager, little like, you know, use these cards as pre-constructed. Here's a deck list. Have fun. Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, they didn't have to spend the time to do that. I definitely appreciate that. Ultra List says, I want to marry that card. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go. So this, we have, you see the little asterisk down there. So not only is a set icon, this lets you know it's from the pre-built deck, which is neat. So you can always quickly just rifle through them, find all the asterisks, right? Which is cool. So we have Celeborn, obviously unique. 3 will, 2 attack, 2 defense, 4 health. Response, after a Sylvan ally enters play, that ally gets +1 willpower, +1 attack, +1 defense, power, until the end of the round. 11 threat, but still, I think that's cool. Galadriel, look at that art. Man, Magali again, look at this. I'm telling you, this is amazing. Yeah, that's why I love this game. So much Magali art. I love it. Or Magali, however you want to say it. She's awesome. All right. We have 9 threat, 4 willpower, 0 attack, 0 defense, 4 health, Noldor Noble. So we got, here's the 3 spheres we have. No tactics for our original heroes. Okay, keep that in mind. So we're lovers, not fighters around here, it looks like. All right, Galadriel cannot quest, attack, or defend. Allies you control do not exhaust to commit to the quest during the round they enter play. Oh boy. Action. Exhaust Galadriel to choose a player. That player reduces their threat by 1 and draws a card. Limit once per round. Card draw. Yes, please. Man, she can't quest? Like, this willpower is so juicy. I guess it's to balance this ability, right? Man, that willpower, that hurts not to see her being your quester. But again, she's like using the other characters you put in play to quest. But if you didn't play an ally that turn, that's weak sauce. Oh no. Oh, we got Haldir of Lorien. Okay, we got 2 willpower, 3 attack, 1 defense, 3 health. Oh, we got a ranger. We got our ranger, the Lord Ranger deck. Oh man, I love that stuff. We got ranged here. Combat action. If you have not engaged an enemy this round, exhaust Haldir of Lorien to declare him as an attacker and resolve his attack. Against an enemy not engaged with you, limits once per round. You've not engaged an enemy. Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. I don't know about that one, but because I mean, your threat, you're already starting at like 29 threat. I mean, that's not bad, but hopefully there's some blue lowering threat cards in here, right? You can quest in quotes with Galadriel. You can? How do you, what's the trick? Is there a trick in this deck though to help you like cheat it? Yeah, the elf deck's 3 sphere by default, which is kind of weird. Like, definitely not solo friendly right off the bat, but I mean, maybe it is actually. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. All right. Our first ally, we have a neutral ally. Not many neutral cards in the game, I feel. At least not my card pool. We got Defender of the Nath, Sylvan and a Warrior. Sentinel, so you can do some defending for other players at the table. 2 defense. Not really your quester. Response after a Sylvan ally you control leaves play. Ready, Defender of the North. Interesting. So you could have someone even die, right? Like you could have him die, he readies up, and then he defends like the next attack, right? So you try to defend with this guy first, then you use someone else, just takes damage and dies, you know, you chump block or whatever, right? And then he can ready up and then defend someone else. I think, right? That's how that works. Seems flexible. 3 of, okay. 3 of in the deck, I like. 3 costs, still good. Just the problem is like 2 defense and 2 health. I don't know. It's not going to stick around for that long, but 2 defense is nice against the little weenies and stuff. All right, here's the minstrel we just read about. So just searching for event card added to your hand. Okay. Coming into play. Sylvan. She could die and then ready this guy up. Okay. Oh, you get 3 of that too. Definitely going for consistency here. Good that they're giving you 3 ofs though for deck building and stuff too, right? They got to keep that in mind. Galadriel's Handmaiden. I just thought maybe they would put like 2 ofs and then stick like 1 in the spare set of cards, you know? But we'll see how they do that. Maybe it's all 3 ofs. Hopefully not though, but... Galadriel's Handmaiden, Sylvan, response. After Galadriel's Handmaiden enters play, choose a player. That player reduces their threat by 1. Okay, there's some threat reduction. Bounce her back to hand, do it again later. That'd be neat. Okay, that's cool. Cheap ally, like it. Like cheap allies, yeah. Wait, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Gandalf. Gandalf. Okay, I don't know who this guy is, but he seems cool. All right, 5 cost. 4, 4, and 4, and 4. Okay. At the end of the round, discard Gandalf from play. Response, after Gandalf enters play, choose 1. Draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to one enemy in play, and reduce your threat by 5. Wow, that's amazing. That's pretty good. Such a... Oh, only 2 of? Hold on. Looks like a new card? Yeah, definitely a new card. Never heard of it, but definitely not a card I've played in every single deck I've ever built and bought like 6 core sets the original game just so I had enough to build 4 decks for all my friends. Full of Gandalfs. Never did that, I swear. But this one, why is there only 2? What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? Okay, I'm talking about giving me 3 ofs, and here you are giving me 2 ofs this. I guess they assume you have the revised core set. Maybe there's a 3rd one in this box. but I'm revolting right now. I'm gonna rage. I know it's unique, so you're like, okay, but yeah. All right, so next we have Greenwood Archer. Oh, sorry, let me get that off here. Okay, all right. 2 cost. We got a leadership ally here. I don't think I've seen this guy, but maybe I have. Greenwood Archer, ranged. Okay, I like the range with 2 attack for 2 cost. That's not bad. Response after Greenwood Archer enters play, ready a hero. Oh, that's the stuff dreams are made of right there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. 3 of. All right, I'm in. I like. Oh, I know this guy. Hennemarth River Song. I played this guy. 1 cost, 1 willpower, 1 attack. No defense, though. But action, exhaust Hennemarth River Song to look at the top card of the encounter deck. Some scenarios, that is key to do. But again, he's cheap. Gets in there. Has some willpower for questing, which is good on a cheap ally. Oh, only 2 of. Whoa, what's going on here? Who built this deck? Who built this deck? All right, we got Mirkwood Runner. I play with this guy. Mirkwood Runner, Sylvan Scout. While Mirkwood Runner is attacking alone, the defending enemy does not count its defense. That's great when you fight big enemies with high defense, high health. You can at least get 2 through if you're like struggling, you know? It's got a little pierce action going on there. 2 of them, that makes sense. 3 cost ally, yeah, having 2 of, it's expensive, that makes sense. But I want 3 of all my cheap allies. Nath Guide, that's just me though. I'm not the best deck builder, don't listen to me, but. Nath Guide, Sylvan Scout. After Nath Guide enters play, choose a hero. The hero does not exhaust a quest this round. Oh, is this how we're getting Galadriel to quest? No. She says cannot quest. I don't know. Oh yeah, they're all getting a boost too when they enter play. You're right. You are right. That is correct. Okay, 3 of that. And there's Orofin we saw in the little guide. Return a Sylvan ally from your discard pile to your hand. Okay. Only 2 of. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We don't need to see him early, so 2 of makes sense. Sylvan Refugee. Another cheap ally here. 2 willpower. Okay. For 1. Nice. Force. After character leaves play, discard Sylvan Refugee from play. They only get the stat buff when they enter play on that turn, though, right? Yeah. Only until the end of 1 round, so it's like not permanent, but that's what I mean. Like, I love the cheap allies, so it's like, and if you're bouncing them or they're dying or returning them, that makes sense. Okay, Sylvan Refugee, 2 of. Sylvan Tracker, we know Sylvan Tracker. Response after Sylvan Tracker readies during the refresh phase, heal 1 damage from, or sorry, after a Sylvan character readies during the refresh phase, heal 1 damage from that character. Look at that art, man. We all know who that is. Yeah, Magali Villeneuve. If I'm saying that right, probably not, but I'm trying. Lembas spread, yes. Play only if you control a Noldor or Sylvan hero attached to a hero. Action, discard Lembas to a ready attached hero and heal 3 damage from it. Yay! I like it. I like it. Oh, here's Nenya. So this one attached to Galadriel, so only Galadriel can wear it. She gains a lore resource. Quest action, exhaust Nenya and Galadriel to add her willpower to another character's willpower until the end of the phase. Yeah, this is what, I didn't read this card when we were looking at it in the book. This is what, I don't even know why I asked. I'm an idiot, but yeah. So this is how we're doing her trick. And we got 3 of, okay. So she wants to see this as ASAP. So we have 3 of them in the deck. That makes sense. That's some nice art too, actually. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Shiny, shiny things. All right, we got Lorien. All right. A little song action here. Leadership, 1 cost attachment attached to a hero. Action, exhaust Lorien to lower the cost of the next Sylvan ally played this phase by 1 to a minimum of 1. All right, my cheap allies just got cheaper. Yeah. Oh man, this is a fun little deck going on here, I think. I don't know if it's good, but it's definitely fun. Like, I'm seeing some good stuff here. So there's definitely synergies, right? They're not just putting a bunch of junk in a deck like they do with like the usual packs they release where they just spread out player cards among packs with no rhyme or reason. I like what they've done here. Attached to a ranger hero. Response. After attached hero commits to a quest, name enemy, location, or treachery. If a card of the name type is revealed during the quest phase, exhaust Wingfoot to ready attached hero. Little gamble in there. So that helps with the peeking at the top of the deck, right? This works with that, who was the little guy? The River Song guy, right? Yeah, your little peeking. Or no, this is encounter deck. What's this one? No, that's right. Yeah. Quest, yeah, name enemy, location, or treachery. Yeah. Yeah, so it's revealed from, yeah. When you reveal during staging, right? This is what this is trying to do? Yeah. Reveal during the quest phase, yeah, during staging. Exhaust Wingfoot to ready attach hero. That's fun. I like it. Readying up heroes is awesome. And then we have a Test of Will key card. This is awesome. They put this in here. Cancel the when revealed effects of a card that was just revealed from the encounter deck. It's a 2 of. Okay, but there is more, right? Like, I haven't hit a halt card. We got to open the next pack, right? Yeah, we still have more events to look at. The deck's not finished yet. Let's just use this and get in there quicker. Okay. Yeah, we haven't hit the halt card. I feel like the halt card. Oh, I thought I saw it. No, I didn't. It's like right there, right? Is that the halt card? The weird edged one, maybe? Let's find out. Durin's Ruins. Or Daron's Ruins, right? This is a good card. You know, I mean, it's arguably, right? Like, draw 2 cards, which is great, then discard 1 card from your hand. It just helps you dig in your deck in a game that draw is a little rough sometimes. But it's like you're really just kind of replacing it. So it's like the argument of like, why not just put a better card in this slot? But again, in this game, sometimes you need to dig for like the answer. And this could help. So 2 Daron's Ruins. Yep, still have the asterisk going. So we're still in the deck here. Elrond's Council. I remember this being a good card, I think. If you control a unique Noldor character, give another character +1 will until the end of the phase, and lower your threat by 3 for free. Yeah. So you just have to have a unique Noldor, which I think, as long as we haven't lost Galadriel, we're good. But even if we do, I feel like we had a unique in here. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we didn't. No, it's all Sylvan stuff. Okay, so it's literally just Galadriel, right? Feigned Voices for free. Combat action. Return a Sylvan ally you control to your hand to choose an enemy engaged with a player. That enemy cannot attack that player this phase. That's kind of cool. I love the idea that like some of these guys who have decent health, they get damage built up on them and then you return them to hand to clear the damage off, which is cool. Or sometimes there's those scenarios with the tokens, like the cards that attach, right? To do like bad things to an ally and then you kind of like bounce them back to hand to get off the attachment. 3 of that. Then we have the Tree People, which we already looked at in the little book, like the little book that came with the pack. Return a Sylvan ally you control to your hand and search top 5 cards of your deck for a Sylvan ally. Put that ally into play, shuffle your other cards back into your deck. You can only play 1 copy of the Tree People each phase. 2 of that only. And then here's that 4-cost card they were trying to pair. Host of Galadriel. Return each Sylvan ally you control to your hand. Then play each of those allies from your hand, 1 at a time at no cost. 2 of that. Oh, halt! Halt! The cards before this divider compose a pre-built deck featuring the Wood Elves. These cards are marked with an asterisk. In the lower right corner, there is also a deck list for the pre-built Wood Elves deck on the back page of the rules insert. The remaining cards after this divider are not, in bold, not part of the pre-built starter deck. These cards can be used when customizing or building your own player deck. The rules for deck building can be found in the rules reference. Halt! Oh, they got like the bloody orc hands there, or whatever that is. That's funny. I like that. Man, I like what they did here. Okay. All right. So yes, they do give you other heroes. So if you want to mingle and mix it up and change what the deck's doing and get more Noldor unique guys in there, have some more lore resources, you can tweak. Oh, Rumil. Oh man, more ranged and tactics. You could start playing with tactics. So they didn't give you tactics in the default deck. But if you're like, I need tactics for this scenario, I cannot beat it without tactics, you have the option. Like, that's cool. Maybe it's not great, I don't know. But this is, I love that they did this. I love what they did here. So Elrond, 13 threat, this guy. Look at this guy. Oh wait, this is not a hero. Sorry, that's not a hero. Do we not have a hero to play him? What? Hold on, hold on. So how you tricking this guy in? So you only get one other hero. My bad. Yeah, this guy's not a hero. This is just an ally. I'm like, I was blanking. I thought it was all heroes at the start. Yeah, I looked at those stats and I was like, okay. No, not a hero. Okay, so that's cool. Is this just like you can cheat with a come into play effect or something? Is that what's going on here? Because they also give you Galadin archers. No, there's something going on here. Oh, just for the core set. Okay. So you need, like they did this because they think you can throw, a tactics hero from the core set, Interesting. Elrond can summon? Is that what's going on? I didn't even read his card. You may spend resources from Elrond's resource pool. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Sorry. You may spend resources from Elrond's resource pool to pay for any, spirit, leadership, and tactics allies. Okay, so Elrond solves that problem. Okay, I was about to lose it because I'm like, man, I know you need the core set to play. It even says it on the back. But to then have a player come over and bring their starter set to play with you, and then you tell them like, sorry, half the cards don't work in your deck because you need cards from my collection. Like, that's silly. But I see, I was just dumb and didn't read this card. RTFC. RTFC, Rob. After a character is healed by another card effect, heal 1 damage on it. Okay, that's sick. Read, then rant, not rant, then read, Rob. Man, I'm backwards, I'm sorry. So yeah, this guy is pretty powerful, right? Sylvan Scout, ranged. He's got a little 2 attack, little willpower response. After you play a Rumil from your hand, choose an enemy engaged with a player. Deal X damage to that enemy, where X is the number of ranged characters you control. Just gotta get that range theme going on. 3 to build with. I like this card, nice cheap one. 2 attack, 1 health, great. Ranged, Sylvan Warrior, Galadin Archer. Response after Galadin Archer enters play, deal 1 damage to an enemy not engaged with you. Again, dealing damage is great because you don't have to worry about defense, shields, whatever. Bow of Galadrim, item weapon, attached to a Sylvan character with the range keyword. It's restricted, so you can have up to 2 restricteds on a character. Attached character gets +1 attack, +2 instead if attacking an enemy not engaged with you. I loved playing this like range support kind of deck, playing like 3 or 4 player at the table. I think it's so fun. Kind of helping everyone out, hitting their characters. Hands upon the bow. Action, exhaust the character you control with range to immediately declare it as an attacker and resolve its attack against an enemy in the staging area. So you could do this like during other phases, which is the key, right? Killing something to get it out of the staging area before it engages, before you quest, all that kind of stuff, right? It gets +1 attack during this attack. Good stuff. Tricking stuff out of phase, that was good. Pursuing the enemy, 0 cost event here. Return a Sylvan ally you control to your hand, choose a player. Deal 1 damage to each enemy engaged with that player. That seems a little OP. That's pretty good, right? I mean, with all the Sylvans they jammed in this box, man, or this little pack. And we got Vilya. Another ring. This is Elrond's ring, right? Yeah, I remember this card. Attached to Elrond, he gains a spirit resource. Action, exhaust Elrond and Vilya to reveal the top card of your deck. You can immediately play or put it into play the revealed card for no cost if able. Otherwise, move the revealed card to the bottom of your deck. Free stuff? I like free stuff. We got the Mirkwood Runner. So yeah, this is just giving you the 3rd copy of the cards they put 2 ofs in. Yeah, here we go. So they give you, if you like a card and you want more of in the deck or you need to see it early, they do give you the third copy of the cards they had 2 of at the back. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, full play set. That's good stuff. Nice job, FFG, whoever put this thing together. Was it Caleb that designed like what's in the deck or no? Caleb and MJ Newman. Good job. Both of you. Awesome stuff. Okay, good stuff. Like, I like what they did here. I don't know if who did the book. I don't know. That's good stuff. Good job, guys. Wow. There was no third Gandalf? No way. You're right. Yeah, they assume, I guess you just have the core set and you have the extra copies, right? Maybe? Because the core set, I think the revised core set only gave you 2 per player anyway. Right? If for 4 players. 2 per player for 4 players, I think, right? I think you had like 8 copies in there. Somebody will correct me on that or not, but yeah, what is with the 2 Gandalfs? All right, forget what I said. This pack sucks. They didn't put 3 Gandalfs in. Fail. I'm sending it back. I want my money back. Don't worry, I have extra copies of Gandalf lying around. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. So that's the Elves of Lorien. Anyone play with this solo? Through like the revised core set or the Dark of Mirkwood? And if so, was it any good? Did you tweak it up? Did you put in, you know, did you use Elrond? Does he have to be in there when you're playing solo? Throw in some tactics stuff? Because, man, I want to dabble with this deck. I think this is so fun. I loved building Sylvan Elf decks. And I don't even think I had all these cards at the time when I was doing that. So already, I think I have more access stuff here, but Yogi says, I have the packs, but playing a different game at the moment. No excuse, Yogi. You need to play all the games all the time at the same time. Into the bin. Send it to me. Yeah. All right, that's the Elves. We did one, and we're only like an hour into the stream. That's pretty good. So 3 more hours to go. No, I'm just kidding. We had our whole rant at the beginning and our, you know, our welcome. All right. What happened? Why is my mat moving? There we go. That looks better. All right. So the next one was the Defenders of Gondor that was voted at the start of the stream in the poll. The next highest votes. Yeah, double fist 2 games. Yes. Yogi, I want Arkham Horror and Lord of the Rings played at the exact same time. Solo each, true solo each. So you're still only playing 2-handed, but you need to play both games at the same time. You may have to buy a bigger table. I don't know. Oh, Boromir. And look at this art. Magali, such good stuff. Oh my God, such a beautiful game. I love the graphic design on the cards, everything. This game is so beautiful. I love it. Love it. Don't forget, look for your hidden secret guidebook in here, which again, if you want to keep it secret and you don't want people to think you're a noob when you show up with the cards at the local game store to play with your friends or the random gamers, if you have the official Hobbit Gandalf hat, you could hide it in your pocket. So, you know, you could go in the washroom and read it, you know, and then, you know, you have to look up a little synergy or something, or you drop your cards on the floor and you need to rebuild your deck. You got to put it in the secret pocket right here. Okay. And then you just put it on your head and you're good to go. There's my plug on the official Hobbit Unexpected Journey Gandalf hat. You know, it's like it was made for this game, I'm telling you. All right. So here we have the Defenders of Gondor starter deck. This is an 82 card starter deck for the Lord of the Rings card game. It contains a ready to play starter deck featuring the people of Gondor born defenders. They are at their strongest when the threat of the enemy is high. The Gondorian heroes Boromir, Mablung, and Prince Imrahil. Additional Gondor-themed cards that can be used to augment and customize any deck. The Lord of the Rings, the card game core set is required to play. Look at this guy just chilling. It's like, hey girl. Hey girl. Steward of Gondor hype. Is it in here? Oh, it better be in here. Come on, I can't even open these things. I don't know what's happened to me. Let's find out. Let's find out if we got some good stuff in here. I mean, the bar is set high already with the elf deck, so maybe we'll get 3 Gandalfs in this one. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's none. Maybe there's none. And then just don't buy this deck. If it has less than 2 Gandalfs, don't buy it. I'm telling you. Let's see what we get. Okay, you ready? We got Boromir. Already, man. What was the top one? They're just showing like, hey, this guy's expensive as AF. Expensive AF for threat. 1 willpower. Okay, he's not a quester, but he's a fighter and a defender. 5 health. That's good. Gondor, warrior, noble. While Boromir has at least 1 resource in his resource pool, Gondor allies get +1 attack. I love this kind of tribal synergy faction stuff where it's just buffing up stats. The more you play together, the more you have in play. I love that stuff. So basic, not very interesting, but just feels powerful, feels synergistic. It's just fun to make your little clan deck. I love it. Oh, hold on. We have, in the default deck, we have leadership, and tactics. Okay. Okay. Let's do like this. All right. Oh, I want Boromir kind of staring at us from the back, you know, creeping around the corner here. Just staring at us. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah, you see him. You see him looking. You don't forget he's there. You know he's like watching you. You know, leaning up against the little pillar there. All right, we got oh, another 11. Oh, oh, such high threat. We're already at 22. All right, we got 2 willpower, 3 attack, 2 defense, 4 health. Gondor and noble. Response, after a character leaves play, ready Prince Imrahil. Limit once per round. Yes. So as you're defending, guys are dying, don't worry. He's readying up, he's blocking, he's attacking, he's doing what he needs to do. I love it. I don't think I've ever played with Malblung before. I'm assuming he came out in a later set, or I have better tactics heroes in my collection. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. I wish there's a way I could know which set they came from, but I don't think I can. Maybe I can. You came from the Nin in Ilif pack? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what set that pack comes from. I have no idea, but I probably don't own it. Anyways, I've never seen this guy before. After you engage an enemy, add 1 resource to Malblung's resource pool. And remember, if like they engage you or you engage them, it's all the same business. Okay, so he just makes money from having enemies engage with you. And you're the defender. That makes sense, right? But he's 10. Holy. That is some high threat. But it makes sense. You kind of want high threat, right? So the enemies are engaging you and not the other players, right? It makes sense. It's just I'm a player that's like, I need that to be lower. I'm like not a happy guy. But you're playing the defender deck. It makes sense. And hopefully you have higher health than the others. So you kind of want to take the enemies. It makes sense. Oh, he's from the Ringmaker cycle. What's the Ringmaker cycle? I don't know the names. I get so confused between the deluxe box names, the cycle names. Like I've never been able to keep that straight. The Ringmaker cycle was just before Agmar Awakened, right? Oh, it's the purple boxes. Okay, so I do have them. I just never used them in a deck. Oh yeah, I have that pack. Okay, I do have them. I guess I just never played with them before. But yeah, he seems like I've never seen him, but obviously I have. Probably just like 8 years ago. We have Angbor the Fearless. While your threat is 40 or higher, oh god. Angbor the Fearless gets +2 attack and does not exhaust a quest. Okay. Okay. That's kind of neat. I mean, you're already starting at, what are we at, 32? That's neat. 2 of. Okay, 2 of in the deck. Sorry guys, sorry. There we go, that's better. Okay. All right. Hey, Jess. All right, so Soldier of Gondor. This is a cheap ally, like it. 1, 1, and 1, and 1, and 2. Response after Soldier of Gondor enters play, search top 5 cards of your deck for a Gondor ally, add it to your hand. Any number of Gondor allies instead. If your threat is 40 or higher, shuffle your deck. Okay, when were these all added to the game? I don't think I've played with any of this kind of theme, but maybe I have. 1 second. What's this get? We got Soldier of Gondor. From Wraith and Ruin. What's Wraith and Ruin? Which cycle is that? Is that like later? Did that come out later in the game? Man, this is so annoying. Like, yeah. Like, is there a way easier to see it on, like, here's the problem, okay? Like, I have the list here up, so I can kind of like quickly look at cards later if we're discussing them. I found somebody who put this like fellowship together. And then I see the names of the sets, right? So let's say I want to go to, where is it? Soldier of Gondor. He's from Wraith and Ruin, number 2 card. So then I like right click, I open a new tab. And you think it would say in here, I know Thorin's Stonehelm and Pillars of the Kings are next cards. So then I click on the pack, thinking maybe this will show me the set, but like, I don't know how you're supposed to know. Like, yeah, I know the pack name, but like Wraith and Ruin. But I wish there was an easier way to see like what cycle it's from or what deluxe box it starts it, you know? Then I would know like if I have it or not. Or even the year of release would be nice in here. Just sucks that stuff's all missing. Anyways. Gamer problems. All right, so Soldier of Gondor. So we got this 40 threat or higher little theme going on. Okay, let's keep rolling with that. Whoa, 5 cost Citadel Custodian. We found the janitor. Lower the cost to play Citadel Custodian by 1 for each Gondor ally in play. Okay, that's. I'm like looking at his stats. I'm like, this is trash. For 5, but then I see what they did here. I see what they did here. I almost ranted, but I kept reading. Don't worry. I'm learning. Oh, I know this guy. I love this card. I play this card any chance I get. Yes, in any tactics deck. 2 cost, 4 defense. 4 defense for 2 cost. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know here. All the other stuff doesn't matter. The art's cool and all. That's all you need to know. This guy's awesome. 3 of. Yes, please. Peligreer Ship Captain. He's from the Vengeance of Mordor. How did you guys figure that out? I'm like, I got FFG's site open here. I'm like scrolling through pack names. It's like the worst thing. Like I'm on this page open in a tab too, and you're saying there's like Vengeance. Like, where is this? Oh, Vengeance of Mordor cycle. I don't think I have this one, right? And what order are these in? Serenity now. Okay. Let's see. So Shadows Mirkwood, that's the first cycle, right? This is all in order from top to bottom, right? Darrow that's the dwarf stuff, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I stopped here, I think, right? Dream Chaser, yep. I don't have any of this stuff. So anything after this, 1, 2, 3, 4, anything from these 4 cycles, I've never like owned before. So the more the merrier. But does that mean we're not going to see Vengeance of Mordor get printed then? Oh, there's the art of the one guy on the front there. So this is like late game stuff, right? This is like late before they ended the game, right? Like these are some new cards, like interesting. So we're probably not going to see this cycle ever printed. Or at least maybe they thought of like what they're not going to print in the first few years. So like maybe down the road they'll still print this set if sales are going good, but I know they were trying to avoid pulling cards from sets they're printing soon. Maybe that's the case. But I want them really to print these ones I don't own, selfishly. Selfishly, I want them to hurry the F up and print the Dream Chaser, Haradrim sounds better. Arid Mithrin and the Vengeance of Mordor. I need these printed. Let's go. Like, I don't own any of these cards. I want them. Stop giving me cards I already own. That's me being selfish, though. They can do whatever. As long as more players are getting into the game, I'm a happy camper. Let's do it. And this game is not dead, because I have a special place in my heart for this game. Nostalgia washes all over me. All right. So ship captain, after your enters play, move 1 resource from the resource pool of a hero you control to another hero's resource pool. That's good to help out with the resource curve. I like it. You get 2 of in the deck, but again, you should have another one in here. We got Errand Rider. What is this, buddy? Why are you bringing nothing to the table here? You're bringing nothing. Exhaust Errand Rider to move 1 resource from the resource pool of a hero you control to another hero's resource pool. And then he just jumps in front of an enemy and dies. Okay, cool. Good to know. But again, we can buff up Gondor stats with our heroes, so that's okay, I guess. It only costs 1. I can't complain too much. It's a body. Oh, we know Faramir. Mel was playing with Faramir in our playthroughs. She loves Faramir. He's great. I am jealous of Faramir. All right, action, exhaust Faramir to choose a player. Each character controlled by that player gets +1 willpower to the end of the phase. It's great when you have a player at the table, and maybe even yourself, who's like the quester. They quest a whole bunch of characters. Faramir, instead of putting 2 willpower, you just go bam, and then you're like adding in like 4 or 5 from another player or whatever. Great stuff. Great stuff. Faramir is awesome. Nope. Wait, who's this guy? Hold on. I gotta look up what set this guy's from. I've never seen this card before. Just kidding. Just kidding. I know that the joke's old, but I see some new people have joined us late, and I had to do the joke again, okay? I like his hat, though. His hat's cool. 2 of? Again, they're screwing us here, man. They're screwing us. Only 2 Gandalfs. Oh, I love Gondorian Spearman, too. Oh, man, I like these guys. Little cheap ally, does what he does. Sentinel can block for everyone. But after he defends, he does a little pokey poke. So sometimes you can kill an enemy before they kill him. That's when you get the value. Oh, I love this guy. This guy's great. Great card. I love this card. So good. Oh, I played with this card before, too. I remember putting this card in my Gondor decks before that I was building. I think Kyle, I built a Gondor deck before, back when we used to play the game, 4-player, many, many years ago. So after Envoy of Peligreer enters play, add 1 resource to a Gondor or Noble Heroes resource pool. So by default, we have Gondor, and Noble. Yeah, we're good. So you can add a resource pool to any of the default heroes in the pre-built, pre-con, whatever deck. Oh, I gotta make sure that Boromir's staring at us from the background still. Hold on. There he is. He's going, hey girl. Hey girl, I'm watching you with my flowing hair. Hey Kenji. The hat arrived today, like an hour before I did the stream. It was on my front porch and didn't even know it was there. Went outside, it was there after I already scheduled the stream, and was like, it's a sign. It's a sign. Little bag was sitting there. I was like, yep, it came today. Perfect. Right when I was about to do Lord of the Rings unboxing is perfect. So yeah, I like the Envoy of Pelagrir. Cheap, has the willpower, which is great in a cheap ally. I always look for that. And gains your resource back. So you just get to put it somewhere else. 3 of, good stuff. Squire of the Citadel. 1 cost, has a little defense. Response after Squire of the Citadel leaves play, so he's meant to die. Add 1 resource to a Gondor hero's resource pool. But again, he can get buffed up because he's Gondor, right? So you can get a little stat bump. Captain of Gondor, title, attached to a warrior hero. It's just to Boromir. In the default deck, at least. So he's our only warrior hero. He's got the warrior trait. After you optionally engage an enemy, exhaust Captain of Gondor to give attached hero +1 attack, +1 defense till the end of this round. I love this stuff. I love the freaking themes in these decks. First elf deck we open, all about bouncing around. This deck is going all in on the defending and attacking and taking enemies on, getting high threat. I love these little themes. So cool. So cool that they put it all together for you. Love it. Oh, Gondorian Shield. I freaking love that card too. Oh man, there's some good stuff here. Gondorian Shield. This card's amazing. I love it. 1 cost. You attach to a hero. It's restricted, so you can only have 2 restricteds. Limit 1 per hero. Attached hero gains 1 defense. 2 instead if they have the Gondor trait. Man, who was I attaching this to? There's a hero that I attach this to all the time. And it is not one of these guys. I bet he's in here though. I bet he's in here. I forget which one it was. He has like the helmet on. Oh, what's his name? You guys will know. He reminds me, the art and the character, it reminds me of this guy, but he's got like, is it like Baragond or something? But he's like, it's a tactics hero. He's got the hat that's like got the 2 points kind of on it or something. But I always think of him when I see this card. Hopefully he's in here. I think he's Gondorian too. Oh, is it Belagond? Yeah, I think it starts with a B. I can never remember all the names, but I love that hero. I love building decks with him. Heir of Mardil. Title, attached to a noble hero. So we can attach it to Prince Imrahil or Boromir. Okay. Response after attached hero gains any number of resources from a card effect, which we've seen all those gaining moving resources around and stuff like that. Exhaust Heir of Madril to ready attached hero. So, oh man, hero readying in this one too. Ooh. Okay, all right. I don't know, man, I think this pack might be better. Look at this. We got Steward of Gondor, 2 of, in the default deck. Man, I thought they wouldn't stick some of these cards in here because they're already in the core set. They're saying you need to buy the core set, blah, blah, blah. But the fact they've thrown these in the deck, they're not effing around. Like they're actually trying to put together a decent synergistic deck with some good meta cards in it. I am down. Attached to a hero. Attached hero gains 1. So remember, this is unique. You can only have 1 at the table. So if you're playing 4 players, only 1 of these can be in play on the table. Attached hero gains the Gondor trait. So that can help you give them Gondor, and then you can use some of those other Gondorian cards on them, which is awesome. Action. Exhaust Steward of Gondor to add 2 resources to a attached hero's pool. So this normally is enough to put the card in the deck, because it's Amaze Balls, getting 2 resources. But the fact that it gains Gondor trait in this deck is huge. Like that is like the synergy of a Gondor deck is huge, and this helps. So you could like mix in other heroes that don't have Gondor, which these all do, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It could help. Like it helps that player out. If I bet the other hero in here doesn't have the Gondor trait, maybe. But it could help. It could help if you start building decks, you know. Valiant Sword. What is this? Attached to a noble hero, limit 1 per hero restricted. Attached hero gets +1 attack, +2 instead if your threat is 40 or higher. I love the theming, man. I love this little synergy. 3 of those. Okay, cool. Visionary Leadership. It's unique attachment, so you only have 1 of these in play. Attached to a Gondor hero. While attached hero has at least 1 resource in its resource pool, Gondor characters get +1 will. And this is probably a pretty good solo deck, I think, right? It has, if you get the will stuff covered, then you're getting the attack buffs we've seen and the defense buffs. That's good for solo, kind of covers your bases. And I just noticed Justin is in the chat. So anyone that hasn't seen Justin in a while on the channel, good to see you, buddy. He's one of our players we used to play this game with many, like literally like 10 years ago. We started playing this game with Justin, and he's in the chat. Justin, it's good to see you again, man. I hope to talk to you soon. He says, I like your hat, buddy. This sounds like a deck I would play. Exactly what it sounds like. Exactly what it sounds like. Money. Yes. How are you doing? You're a Dwarf King. Justin, we are not at the Dwarfs deck yet. We're opening the 4 starter decks they released for this game a couple months ago. I just got them. They just came out in Canada a couple weeks ago. For those that are watching in Canada, you can pick these up. They're out now. There's 4 starter decks they put together of older cards. The game is not printing new cards anymore, but they're still reprinting product and packaging it to get the game like kind of rebooted. I'm assuming because there's the Amazon show coming out later this year. So there will be new players looking for Lord of the Rings merch to dive into. So the chat voted the Dwarves are the last deck we are opening today. The next deck we're opening is the Riders Rohan. We opened the Elves already at the start of the stream, but we're opening all 4, however long it takes. We're going to go through card by card if you're just tuning in. So unfortunately, the Dwarves were voted by the chat who showed up on time that they're going to be open last. They were at the bottom of the poll. So we're going through. So the first one was an elf deck themed on the bouncing Sylvans jumping in and out of place, Sylvan elves. Now we're seeing a Gondor themed deck all about defending. And then I think the Riders, I don't know. I forget what Rohan was all about, but we'll find out next. And then we'll find out what the Dwarves are doing later. But I want to see what the synergies they put together. Because again, some of these cards I've never owned in our collection because we stopped buying cards in whatever, like 2015 or 2014, whatever it was. Maybe 2016. Whenever they stopped making Saga expansions, when I stopped buying cards, but. Watching on my TV and talking on my phone. Oh, okay, Justin, good stuff. How are you doing though? Are you doing good? I hope you're in good spirits. Hope everything's going okay. Well, attached hero has at least 1 resource in pool. Yeah, we already read this one. Okay, beautiful. Now we got to open the next thing. This one got split. It got split into the next pack. Slow and steady. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's, those 2 words sum it up, I guess. All right. Okay. We have Behind Strong Walls, 1 cost event. Action. Ready the defending Gondor character. That character gets +1 defense until the end of the phase. Okay, that's good. Nice and cheap. 2 of in the default deck. Feint, one of my favorite cards in the game when I'm playing Tactics. Feint, 1 cost event from the core set, right? Choose an enemy, engage with a player. That enemy cannot attack that player this phase. Just kind of, if you're taking a lot of enemies on, or you're trying to help out another character who's maybe a little weaker, who's committed a lot to the quest, this can kind of just stop an enemy in its tracks until you can deal with it, which is great. But there's only 2 in the deck. There should be 3. No, but I understand that they only have 1 tactics in here by default, so maybe some of the tactics cards having only 2 of makes sense. Need drives them. So this is a 3 cost leadership event. Action. Each player whose threat is 40 or higher readies all characters they control. Oh man, that's so cool. Just building up to your higher than 40 threat, and then you're just like using all these 40 plus threat abilities. I like it. That's a cool theme. 2 of those. Then we have Pillars of the Kings, 4 cost event from leadership. This is expensive. While your threat is less than 40, reduce the cost to play Pillars of the Kings by 4. So it's free if you haven't hit 40 threat. So drawing this earlier in the game is better. Action. Set your threat to 40. Uh-oh. If this effect raised your threat, draw a card. Draw 4 cards instead. If it raised your threat by 10 or more. So by default, with the default deck, or the pre-constructed default starter deck they put in here, not considering manipulating it with the other cards they put in the pack, or other cards you have from your core set, or other cards from future sets you have or whatever, the threat you start at is 32 in this deck. So you'd have to tweak the heroes to get a cheaper threat to start. But if you're playing with some spirit at the table, they're able to help you reduce your threat. And then you're able to time this for free, play it. You'll fire up to 40 threat, but you'll get to draw 4 cards because your threat would have raised, you know, you're going to have to be like at 30 or less, right? So this doesn't really work, getting the extra 4 cards, but even so, it's free. It gets you your 40 thread if you're trying to do that at the time for the theme. And it does replace itself, at least. Larry, we are on the Gondor one. We're still on the Gondor one, the second deck. I should probably put this like this, right? Yeah, we're on the Defenders of Gondor starter deck right now. Okay, they give you 2 of that. Okay, we love Valiant Sacrifice. After an ally card leaves play, that card's controller draws 2 cards. I love this card. Great support card. Oh, we got Foehammer. I love Foehammer too. 0 cost tactics event response after a hero you control attacks and destroys an enemy. Exhaust a weapon card attached to that hero to draw 3 cards. So how many weapon attachments? They give you 2 of. Okay, we'll look that up. Next is the Halt card. So all the cards after the Halt card. There he is, Baragon. Yes, it's Baragon. I was right. Didn't I say Baragon? Yes, I love this guy. This guy is awesome in a defense Gondor deck. With the Gondorian shield. Okay, one sec. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm excited. We'll put that there. Halt. So Foehammer. Let's check our weapons. Okay, let's check our weapons. I am curious. Did they give us enough by default in this deck to put in Foehammer? Because Foehammer can stink if you don't have weapons. No, that's a skill attachment. Oh, here we go. Valiant Sword, we got 3 of. Okay. Is that it? Uh-oh. That might be it. Yeah, there's all allies here. Yeah, Foehammer with only 3 weapons in the deck. I mean, it's doable. Well, that screams starter deck to me. At least it's not when you have to exhaust, right? It just kind of chills, so that's good. Yes, I got the wizard hat step by step. I got it today. Literally, I opened up my door an hour and a half before the stream. I decided to take the Learn to Play guide, sit outside, have a coffee, and just kind of refresh myself on the term from the game because I haven't played in so long. I've been playing Marvel Champions as of late, which that definitely messes with the terminology of the game and stuff, even though it's similar. So I just want to refresh myself on the terms and the flow of the game so that I understood effects and keywords and things. And I opened up my front door, nobody knocked or anything, and there was a little bag from UPS sitting on my doorstep. And I just ordered it when I got back from my trip because I didn't want it to arrive before that. And I ordered it from the US on Tuesday, and it's Thursday. 2 days later, this came from the US. I don't know how it came that fast. And it was on my doorstep when I opened it on the day I scheduled a Lord of the Rings stream. And I get my Hobbit Gandalf hat from the Hobbit licensed movie product hat that we were talking about like a few weeks ago on stream. So thank you everyone for the support. Hashtag wizard hat. It came true, and it came on the day of a Lord of the Rings stream. Like, that's meant to be, right? That's meant to be. So like someone's like, I didn't get these, I got these packs like 2 months late, but yeah, I got the hat not early. I didn't get the wizard hat late. I got the wizard hat exactly when it was meant to arrive. Okay. All right, so this is the Halt. Again, for those that just joined, they stick these little Halt cards in here to kind of break up the deck, kind of like they do in Marvel Champions decks with pre-built cards, or I guess they might have something like this in the Arkham Horror ones too. The starter decks kind of stop after the pre-built deck. So you take the pre-built deck, you play with that first, try it out, and then they give you a bunch of extra cards and heroes and things to swap out if you want to like deck build. If you're just a player who just bought one of these starter decks, want to play with your friends who maybe have a bigger collection or something, they throw that in there. And then again, they include a little booklet. Which I don't know where I put this one. We didn't go through the booklet, did we? What did I do? Where did it go? Sorry, one sec, guys. Am I missing the booklet, or did I just misplace it? Maybe I'm missing it. I don't know what I did. I have no idea, guys. Where'd the hat go? Or, I mean, where? I'm trying to keep a straight face. trying to look up at the chat. I can't. All right. Sorry, it's in my secret wizard compartment. All right. All right. Anyways, let's get back. Guys, let's stop joking around. This is serious stuff. We're unboxing a product. It's serious. I forgot to go through this. because it wasn't in front of me, I forgot to go through it. I was supposed to take it out right after. That was my bad. All right. So now that we've gone through the starter deck, probably a good time to look at this. The Kingdom of Gondor has been beset by enemies for centuries. As the defenders of the Free People's eastern flank, the Gondorians have thrived with their backs up against the wall. One of the major driving forces of this deck is a group of cards that work optimally when your threat is 40 or higher, such as Angbor the Fearless and Soldier of Gondor. You may want to let your threat increase a bit faster than normal to activate these powerful abilities. However, take care when doing so that you don't let your threat get too high. You'll be walking a fine line between activating your card abilities and losing the game, because you lose when it gets to 50. Or at least you get eliminated. The other players can keep playing, but they might be in trouble if you're gone. Like Pillars of the Kings and Gandalf. Oh yeah, Gandalf can reduce your threat by 5. I forgot about that built-in threat reduction. So you have 2 of those in your deck. Yeah, you just bring him in, reduce your threat. That's what he needs to do. Are available in the deck to assist managing this aspect of the game. Yeah, so this one can raise you up to 40. This one can drop you down. So what you do is you play Gandalf early, drop your threat from 32 down below 30, right? Or whatever, or at least 30. Or if you're at 33 threat. If you can get Gandalf out quickly, but again, he's expensive. So if you can time Gandalf correctly, drop your threat down below, play this one, jump up to 40, then you draw 4 cards. You also play this for free. That's a little dance that's going to be hard to line up, but at least if you're up in the 40, you're at 46, 47, you can play Gandalf to drop it down by 5, keep you above 40, but keep you from losing the game. I think that's where you're most likely going to use that combo. Another intriguing feature of this deck is the ability that you unlock by attaching the Visionary Leadership card to Boromir. Both of these cards will work best when you have extra resources in Boromir's resource pool. Okay. This means you'll have to pay extra attention to your spending and sometimes hold back on a playing card to preserve the extra tokens in your resource pools. There are a number of other cards in the deck, such as Steward of Gondor and Squire of the Citadel, that can be used to manage your resources and ensure that these abilities are active at critical times. What else can you pull out of that hat? Is there a rabbit in there? Listen, a wizard doesn't like give away his secrets, okay? We're not going to talk about what else is in my hat, all right? The family channel here. All right. Larry says you have to play the game with the hat on from now. It gets hot with this hat on. I don't think I could do it. This hat is like tight on my head. It's fully open, but it's like pretty tight on my head. I have like a big head. I wear hats that are like, I forget what it is, like 7 5/8 or something are my like baseball hats in the US. Or maybe it's, yeah, something like that. Maybe it's higher, but it still fits, but it just sits on my head. But it like definitely bottles in the heat. This is like a thick hat. Like it's very, very good quality. But with the lights and the cameras and the computers all generating heat around me, yeah, it gets pretty warm. That's why I always have t-shirts on and I'm wearing shorts usually, even in the winter when I'm streaming. Even with the AC pumping, it's like, yeah, it gets pretty warm. All right. But yeah, I definitely like the hat. Oh, hey, girl. There's Boromir. Some Magali Boromir art. I'm telling you, he's always watching. With the hair flowing. It's got to have the hair flowing in the wind, you know? Gandalf works with computers? Or put ice packs in the hat? Oh, now we're getting smart. All right. Yeah, I have a pocket for that. I could put an ice pack in my pocket of my hat. All right, let's get back on track here. So this guy's amazing. He's 10 threat, which, I mean, we got 11, 10, and 11 in the default deck. But Baragon, this is the guy that you throw the Gondorian shield on. He's Gondor's Sentinel, so he can defend for anyone at the table. Lower the cost to play a weapon and armor attachments on him by 2. Okay, So let's go back to the pre-built deck and just see. We know, is it armor traded, the Gondorian shield? So he can put a valiant sword. No, he's not noble. He's not noble. At least not by default. What's this? Nope. Yeah, it is armor. Okay, this he can play on him for free. And then you give him +2 defense. So this guy is literally rocking 6 defense, 4 health, and can defend for anybody. Like, how is that not awesome? Good stuff. Like, this guy's awesome. Okay. Oh, they give you more heroes in this one. We have 2 heroes. We have Faramir, Ranger. He's ranged. Faramir gets +1 attack for each enemy in the staging area. Again, high threat. You're pulling enemies towards you on purpose. This guy gets a little buff if you want to put him in the deck. And that means you have an option for lore in this pack. So you could have like leadership, lore, tactics, just no spirit. Just no spirit, which is fine. And then, of course, they're going to give you some Gondorian Rangers. Oh, this is good stuff. So we got this cheap ally here, the Emin Arnon Ranger. 2 costs, 0 willpower, 1 attack, 1 defense, 2 health. Is a lore response. After it commits to the quest, choose an enemy with a trap attachment. Oh, are we getting the traps in here? The Gondor Ranger, or the Ranger Trap deck. Oh, I love that stuff. Until the end of the phase, this guy gets +X willpower, where X is the chosen enemy's printed threat. So if you can attach a trap to a higher threat enemy, this character is questing for you. Huge. That's cool. But it takes a little work to get that going, right? Ranger Spikes, of course. Play Ranger Spikes in the staging area. It's a 2-cost lore attachment. If unattached, attach Ranger Spikes to the next eligible enemy that enters the staging area. So again, if you can tutor the counter deck, you kind of know, you know, what's coming out, and you can kind of plan it. Players do not make engagement checks against attached enemy, and attached enemy gets -2 threat. So it just kind of locks an enemy in the staging area, which could be good, could be bad, depending on what you're trying to do. Okay, you get 3 of that. Obviously, and it's not in the deck by default. These are the extra cards after that you can kind of change the deck up that give you some deck building options depending on who else you're playing with at the table, what the scenario is asking you to do. You might play with the starter deck and then you run into a scenario where the deck just does not have what you need going on, or you have a friend show up with a deck and they're covering a different sphere and you're like, man, I need to add some lore to this game. So you can swap in a lore hero and start playing lore cards, and maybe they're playing 3 tactics heroes, and maybe you can take out your tactics hero, play 2 leadership and a lore, you know? Something like that. That's neat. So we got Athelian Pit. Play Athelian Pit into the staging area unattached. If unattached, attach Athelian Pit to the next eligible enemy that enters the staging area. Any character may choose attached enemy as a target of an attack. Oh, so good. So good. And I love this trap stuff. I love the synergies they got going on in these decks. Genius. I love it. It's genius. This is a great experience for a new player to see the synergies without having to hunt down $1,500 worth of random adventure packs and deluxe boxes from different sets, trying to find the player cards they need. This is where it's at. I'm telling you, they did a great job here. I love what they did. It's like such a different mentality from what they're used to doing. Like the old FFG back in the day when this game came out was all about the trickle charge, the upsell, the designing a board game with 6 expansions all at the same time, but then like separating them all into separate expansions, releasing them over time, and you never feel like you have the complete game from the start, you know? This, like, this is what they're doing here is like mind-blowing. If I put myself in the shoes of 2012, playing this game, you always felt like, oh, another pack came out, oh, it didn't have the cards for me, I gotta wait for another pack. Well, now I gotta find this other pack so I can build that deck. Oh, I don't have this hero, I need that hero. Man, the fact they just give you a bunch of stuff that synergizes here and you can tweak the deck for like, what is it? They're $20 or something, $20, $25. I don't know what they are. Whatever these things cost, I don't know. I forget what they cost. What do they cost in the US? Let's find out. Let's find out. I should have had this open already. Let's find out. Lord of the Rings. So these are only $20 in Canada. Okay, let's switch to the US on BoardGameOracle.com here. If you're trying to hunt these things down, Board Game Oracle, I get no kickback, but it's a helpful site. I like what it does. Because a lot of the stores I bought stuff from are in here. They're only $15 for these packs. They're like 2 packs worth of cards in them. 15 bucks. US. And what they put together here, so far, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's good stuff. Oh, Larry's got to go. See you later, Larry. Thank you for stopping in. Says, I have to jump off sadly, but thanks for sharing, Rob. You've helped me spend my next fun money. Yes. Fun money. Yes, it's fun money until you run into the wrong scenario. Then you're not having fun anymore. Anyways, I get what you're saying though. All right. Oh, what's this? We got an event. I don't think I've seen this one before. Why is it not focusing? All right. One cost lore event. Coney in a trap. Play only if you control a unique character with the ranger trait and another unique character with the warrior trait. Response. After you engage an enemy, that enemy cannot attack you until the end of the round. So it's kind of like a feint, right? That's neat. Uh-oh. Oh, I got to open Discord on this computer. One sec, Dan. One sec. Hey, Dan, how's it going? I'm sure you're not trying to embarrass me for my stylish hat or anything. I'm sure you're not going to try to make a meme out of that because there's nothing funny going on here, Dan. This is serious stuff. Kate, you haven't seen these packs yet? They came out May 6th in Canada, according to the distributor. So I learned Lion Rampant was bought by Asmodee Canada, and they are the official distributor in Canada of Asmodee products. And they had got these products on May 6th. So your store should have been able to order them, because most of the stores around in the Toronto, Ontario area, whatever, they were getting them on May 6th. They were showing up in stock and stuff, like around there. So, Kate, you need to check with your store. Maybe they ordered them and like something went wrong. They should order them again. Martin, thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Yeah, Kate, you should have them already. The only reason I just got these this week is because my store that I pre-ordered them from closed for 2.5 weeks for moving locations and renovations and stuff. So they were like, had them, but they just weren't open for me to go pick them up. So that's the only reason I got them late. But you should already have them, Kate. They're out in Canada already. Hopefully they haven't run out already, but yeah, they just took a while. Yeah, Beatles, they came out, they were supposed to come out in Canada March 11th. That was the date they were marked in that same website, it said March 11th. And I pre-ordered them from my local store. My local store said, yep, they come out March 11th. You'll get them, no problem. And then they emailed me in March, at the end of March, going, Rob, I think something went wrong. Do you want to cancel your pre-order? I don't think these things are ever coming out. And I went, no, keep the pre-order. They'll come eventually, I hope. And I was debating canceling it like in April to order them from the US, but then I have to pay like extra shipping and import and customs and stuff. I'm glad I didn't, because they eventually came. So we also have Helm of Secrecy for 4 costs, limit once per deck. It's an event. Neutral. Action. Choose a hero you control and discard all tokens from it. Select a different non-Baggins, whatever the ring is from the Saga expansions. And then you have Bilbo's resource from the Hobbit Saga expansions. This is from the Lord of the Rings Saga. This is from the Hobbit Saga. Select a different non-Saga hero, basically, from your collection with a threat cost less than or equal to the chosen hero. Swap those heroes, moving all eligible attachments and damage tokens to the hero from your collection. Now, if that's not the most confusingly worded, templated card I've ever seen, like, I don't know what is. Like, that is crazy. I see what they're kind of doing, right? They're just swapping. So, like, some characters take a lot of damage. They have a bad attachment on them or whatever. you can swap them around and kind of move some of those resources around and stuff. But I understand it's like she is trying to like basically take the role of like a male hero. And what's her name again? She's the one that's like, they were telling not to go fight, but then she like hid under the helmet and the armor and then went and fought. And she's like, you know, no man can take out Sauron, but she's no man. She's a woman. Hey Mel, how's it going? Oh, is Dark Mirkwood hard to get now too? Man, what is Asmodee doing? I think maybe people aren't buying enough Lord of the Rings LCG stuff anymore, and I'm worried. Hopefully they have print runs coming for September or August or whatever, when the Lord of the Rings show, Rings of Power, hits Amazon. Because I have this feeling if that show is good, like there's rumors it is, I don't know if it's just marketing fluff, but there's leaks and rumors that people have watched the show. They've let like hardcore Lord of the Rings fans, hardcore Tolkien fans watch it. And supposedly it's got good reviews from like, you know, people who are more serious into covering that stuff. Seem to say it's pretty cool what they've seen so far. So hopefully they didn't ruin it or not put enough money into it or the effects suck or the acting blows. Hopefully it's like really good. And if it is, just like maybe Game of Thrones did on HBO, it's going to create this resurgence of people looking for merchandise, whether it's games, clothing, you know, books and things. That's how I found Game of Thrones stuff in the hobby. Was because I was watching the show and fell in love and found the books. Then I found the board game and then the card game and then it just went on from there. Now here I am cracking Lord of the Rings packs on stream, all because of, you know, I was super into an IP and a show, and that's what brought me to this hobby. And now I'm on a YouTube channel doing this stuff, like all because of that. So I think the same thing could happen with the Rings of Power. So hopefully Fantasy Flight Games is smart, or sorry, I should say Asmodee has stuff, you know, they have some orders in with the factories and shipping to all be ready for that time. Because if people are looking for revised core sets when they're watching the show, it's like the perfect time for people to find these cool games that maybe never have heard of them before, you know? Anyways, that's a cool card. I don't know how great it is, but we'll find out. It's in the extra cards, so at least they're not making you play with it by default, but it's something you could mix in, which is neat. Then we have Path of Need, limit 1 per deck, attached to a location. It costs 4. Ugh. Heroes do not exhaust to attack, defend, or commit to a quest while attached location is the active location. Wow. So any scenario where an active location kind of sits there for a while and you do it on purpose or whatever, this can really help you out. But you got to make sure you don't like advance it too quickly, right? So then you can take advantage of the attack and defend later. That's like a situational card if I've ever seen one. Angbor the Fearless. I think we already saw this guy. Yeah, here's the cards that they're just giving us that we already read, but they're the extra copies, so you have 3 ofs in your deck or whatever. So they do give you all the cards that are 3 ofs, not limit one per game or whatever. So they're all in here. But did Foehammer get better though? Did Foehammer get better with these extra cards? I feel like it didn't. Because only we got like trap attachments, right? Yeah, no, it didn't. So man, you have Foehammer, but you only have 1 weapon in the whole pack. What are they doing? Okay, so that was the Defenders of Gondor starter deck, the pre-built deck, the extra cards, and the amazing Hulk card. So Wooman, yep. A Wooman. So next deck to go through is the Riders of Rohan. That's funny. That one took exactly, with all the side rants and everything, took exactly 1 hour. So definitely like 2 more hours in the stream, everybody. But I think I'm going to take like a 5-minute break just to get up and stretch and, you know, stretch my wizard legs and grab another drink. And yeah, we'll be right back. So next we're going to do Riders of Rohan, and then we'll go through Dwarves of Durin. So please stay tuned, or go grab your drink, grab your coffee, grab a snack. We're in this for the long haul today. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Beetle says in the chat, thanks to Robin Mel, I just picked up Folklore, Fall of the Spire, and the Adventure Creation Kit. I think we have that, but I'm not sure what the Adventure Creation Kit is. I know you can make enemies and all these kind of things. That's crazy to me. I don't think I'll ever go that far in the game, but you can't seem to find Dark Tales though. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is there. I know Folklore is like available at retail. I just don't know the expansions, like how much they keep those in stock. I don't know if they have a Kickstarter eventually coming up where they'll reprint stuff, or if they're going to keep reprinting. I would email the publisher and ask what their plans are there. If they plan on getting copies available and wherever you are. I have done that before, and usually publishers are pretty good to respond, just to let you know, like, you know, we're not planning on reprinting this, or we got a crowdfunding campaign coming up next year, or whatever it is. You know, they usually let you know. They want your money, so they'll let you know. Anyways, all right. Well, let's get on with the second deck. Yeah, sometimes you find even the publisher, you email them. I've had this happen actually, where I couldn't find anything in stock. I emailed the publisher and they have copies, and even not even through web source. One time I actually had a publisher reach out and like, I was like, I just can't find it. And then they were like offered to send it to me. And I was like, okay, you know, and they'll work out whatever. So yeah. All right, so next is Riders of Rohan. And I've had publishers where I emailed and said, I can't find your game. And they're like, oh, no problem. About a month, it'll show up. It's on boats right now. You know? And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, thanks. You know? Like, they know where their products are. They know what they've paid for, what they've ordered, which countries it's going to. They know. All right. Eomer. All right. So here's the Riders of Rohan. And we're not going to put the book in our hat this time and not create confusion. All right, so what's this one? This surprise is another 82 card starter deck for Lord of the Rings, a card game. It contains a ready-to-play starter deck featuring the Riders of Rohan. Experience the rush of a cavalry charge. Cavalry? Am I saying that one right? I know I say cavalry and cavalry. I say them, I interchange those all the time. I get in trouble for it on stream, I know. Cavalry. Cavalry charge, strike quickly at the enemy and withdraw before they can strike back. So it's like a more offensive deck. The last one was a defensive deck. That makes sense, right? If you're riding on a horse, you're going into battle. You're trying to strike first, right? The Rohirrim themed heroes. We get Eomer, Lothiriel, and Hirgon. Additional Rohan theme cards that can be used to augment and customize any deck. All right, cool. Now let's look at our little booklet this time, like we did for the elves. Arise, arise, riders of Theoden, Return of the King. Okay, so the Rise of Rohan. The starter pack contains everything you need to play a Rohan themed deck for Lord of the Rings, the card game. The pre-built starter deck. The pre-built starter deck, take the 53 cards preceding the Holt divider marked with an asterisk in the lower right corner. Then follow the setup instructions and the rules reference on page 16. There is a complete deck list on the last page of this book for your convenience. Okay, there it is. Oh, the Westfold cards. Yes, okay. The remaining cards after the Holt divider can be used when building your own custom player deck. The cards in this expansion can be identified by the following symbol before each card's collection number. And of course, it's a picture of a horsey. Bald Guy Games this year says, something's different, Rob. Did you get a new shirt? No, I got my hair cut like a week ago. It's the haircut, obviously. And Jerry says, I keep buying what Rob plays. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't hold me responsible for that. I try to show off a bunch of great games. You don't have to buy every one, though, please. Not every game is for everybody. Please don't do that. That is not the point of this channel. This is not the point of this channel. If I buy that hat Rob is wearing, I'll know I really have a problem. I mean, it is hot stuff, I know. Like, you know I look amazing in this hat, and you just think like, wow, I can look that good too if I buy that hat. That's a marketing trick. So be careful. Don't fall for that. Just because I make the hat look good doesn't mean it'll look good on you, okay? You know, it's like that 80s marketing, you know, with the, you know, the model, you know, drinking the beer beside the car, you know, don't fall for that, okay? You drink Pepsi, you'll have fun and have friends, and, you know, everyone's pool partying at your house all day just because you're drinking Pepsi, you're feeling young. That's all marketing BS. You're not having fun. You know, you're just killing yourself. That's really what's happening. All right, playing the Rohirrim starter deck. The Rohirrim are renowned for their cavalry, and this deck is built to mimic the idea of... Oh! What is this? Okay, whoever did this is like me and messes up. Look at... Is this wrong? They're messing with me, see? This is why I can't never say this word correctly. Like, nobody can. Nobody can even type it correctly, right? Cavalry, and this deck is built to mimic the idea of a cavalry charge. Characters who will charge into danger strike powerfully against the enemy and then withdraw from the engagement quickly via self-discard effects. Okay, your heroes lean into this idea with Lothriel, putting characters into play during the quest phase. Then, when the character leaves play due to the exploration of Lothriel's ability, Aramir can gain an impressive attack bonus for the remainder of the round. Okay, let's figure this out here. What do we got? So her ability is, if Aramir is in play, Lothriel gains the Rohan trait. Okay, so Aramir is your tactics hero. She's Spirit. So she gains the Rohan trait. So she's Gondor. I'm assuming they're like married or something in the lore. Response. After Lothriel commits to a quest, choose an ally in your hand. If that ally shares a trait with her, put that ally into play exhausted and commit to the quest. At the end of the phase, if the ally is still in play, shuffle it into your deck. Okay. And then this guy's got the whole, after a character leaves play, Aramir gets +2 attack till the end of the round, limit once per round. Oh, but this is only limit once per round, so what's it? Oh, it says when the character leaves play. I get it. So you only get the character leaving play. It gives you a one-time +2 attack bonus, but that does put him to a 5 attack. That's pretty good. Well, Justin's got to go. Says I'll make sure to watch the rest of this when I can this evening. Rob, I'll use my social media device to do something strange and call later. I'm not sure what this calling thing is you're talking about, but I'll hopefully try to figure it out. I think that's like the icon right beside the messaging icon. It's like shaped like a banana or something. And then like sound comes out of the speaker and something like that. I don't know. This voice calling stuff you're talking about is some crazy thing from the past. I don't know. Anyways, okay, sounds good. Cavalry, Calbrandy, Cadbury. Also known as Golgotha. Frederick's here. I see a hat. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no hat. All right. One is a dude on a horse. The other is a crucifixion cross. What? What's happening? Are you saying about being married or something? Is this one of those marriage jokes? My wife's in the chat. I can't make marriage jokes. Anyways, all right. Combos like this drive the deck along with cards like Eamund and Westfold Horsebreeder that have their own enters play and leaves play effects. When playing with a Rohirrim deck, you should expect to have seen a large portion of it by the end of the game. So this guy has, after he leaves play, ready all Rohan characters in play, so more synergy. The Horsebreeder has response after Westfold Horsebreeder enters play, search the top 10 cards of your deck for a mount attachment and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. That's cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right. Another little bouncing and out of play synergy stuff. All right. Then it says, because this deck is so reliant on the abilities of its heroes, you'll need to take extra care to protect them. Defend against enemy attacks with allies such as the Westfold Outrider to prevent damage to your heroes and activate Eomer's ability. So this guy has discard Westfold Outrider to choose an enemy not engaged with you. Engage the chosen enemy. Okay. Alternatively, if you're running a little short on spare allies, you can use Feint to prevent those attacks from occurring at all. So more Feint in here. I I think we saw a feint in the last one, right? In the defenders of Gondor. Okay, then we got Horn of the Mark and Ancient Matham. I played with Ancient Matham before. Further, because you will frequently be discarding your own characters to use your Leaves play abilities, take care that you do not run out of cards. Horn of the Mark and Ancient Matham are both good options for keeping cards in your hand. Okay, we'll look at those when we draw them. Oh, new rules. Okay, this one has new rules in it, not just a full page of art here. Valor. Valor is a trigger that appears on some player cards. Actions and responses with the Valor trigger, presented as Valor action and Valor response, can only be triggered by a player whose threat is 40 or higher. That's weird that that wasn't in the other deck. Like, they don't have those keywords in the 40 threat or higher theme going on in the Gondor deck, but they have some in here. Interesting. And there's our starter deck list. Okay. Now let's get into it. Oh yeah, let's put this here. Okay, let's go like this. Let's see if we can get through this one a little quicker. Boom. There's a lot of cards. All right. So we got Airmere. We already looked at Airmere. Nice attack, nice defense, nice health. 10 on the threat cost. Okay. Tactics. We have another tactics. Here's Hirgon. Only 9 on the threat cost. 2 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 4 health. Response after Hirgon quest successfully. Play a tactics ally from your hand, reducing its cost by 1 to a minimum of 1. Then you may raise your threat by 1 to give that ally +1 attack, +1 defense till the end of the round. Okay. He's Gondor, he's a scout. Okay. So 2 tactics heroes, and then 1 spirit hero. There's Lothiriel. I'm saying that right. So we already read about this one. She's got good 3 willpower. Only 8 threat cost. That's good. So our starting threat for this default pre-constructed deck is, what do we got here? So 27? 27 is good. 27 is good. I like it. I like it. Okay. Then we already saw Eamund in the book, if I'm saying that right. After he leaves play, ready all Rohan characters in play. Yeah, that's cool. You get 3 copies of him in the pre-constructed deck. Okay, we have Escort from Edoras. Rohan ally, 2 cost, 2 willpower, 1 health. While committed to a quest, Escort from Edoras gets +2 willpower. 4 willpower of a 2 cost ally? Yes, please. Force, after resolving a quest in which Escort from Edoras was committed, discard Escort from Edoras from play. Ooh. But again, you want leave play effects. Okay, that makes sense. I see the synergies. Okay, so you gotta be careful when you use this. Okay. Then we have the guy with the awesome hat. Only 2 copies though. The only fail in these packs so far is you don't get a 3rd Gandalf. Not sure what that's all about. I'm not sure. It's like the old FFG ways of, like, you know, make you want to buy another product because you feel like you're missing something. It's just messing with the completionist mind. We have Guthlaf, a unique tactics ally. 1 willpower, 1 attack, 2 defense, 2 health, Rohan. If there's at least 1 Rohan hero in play, lower the cost to play Guthlaf by 1. Oh man, I just noticed in the Riders of Rohan, you get 1 Rohan hero, 1 Gondor hero, and then you get a Gondor, but she also, so you have only 2 Rohan heroes, which is, I expected to have all Rohan heroes, but I mean, that's okay. That's okay. But hey, it was at least reduces cost by 2. But then we saw another, oh, it was minimum of 1, right? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. One copy. Ah, I love me some horseback archers. 3 cost, 2 attack, has the range keyword. Just allows it flexible in multiplayer games. You're able to just attack other enemies engaged with other players. I just love range. Range is fun. Just flexible. 2 copies. I do not have this card, I don't think, in my collection. And you get 3 of the Rider Mark Knight, Rohan Warrior. 2 cost, 2 attack, 0 defense, 2 health. Response. After Rider Mark Knight is declared as an attacker, it gets +2 attack for this attack. At the end of this attack, discard Rider Mark Knight. Dan says, my wife is not in the chat. Just tell me what you want me to say, Rob, and I will say it. Ultra says, elf husband, brooding husband, and now riding husband. My life will be complete when my packs arrive. Yeah, you're talking about this one, right? Is that sexy Magali art here? Yeah, you bet it is. You bet it is. Look at that. Like, oh, so good. Yeah, Magali. So good. Such good art. I love it. I mean, this art's still good too. Like, there's great artists in the game in general, but just Magali's like characters, like the way they hire her to like do the actual characters from Lord of the Rings, like, or the books or whatever. It's like so good. Oh, so good. Oh my God. We got West Road Traveler, 2 cost, 2 willpower, 0 attack, 0 defense, 1 health. It's a spirit ally. Response after you play West Road Traveler from your hand, switch the active location with another. Oh, I've played with this one before. Yeah, switch it with another one in the staging area. Just helps you swap locations around. But then again, the ones that are like really annoying are like immune to player card effects, which is like so lame. Oh, I played with this guy before. Westfold Horsebreaker, 2 cost, spirit ally, 1 willpower, 0 attack, 1 defense, 1 health. Action, discard this guy to ready a hero. Yeah, let's ready those heroes. 2 copies in the precon. Westfold Horsebreeder, we saw this one already. Basically searches for a mount. 2 copies in the deck. Westfold Lancer, 3 cost. Tactics ally, 2 willpower, 2 attacks, 0 defense, plus or 2 health. Rohan and Warrior. Response after Westfold Lancer quest successfully. Discard it to choose a non-unique enemy in the staging area. Deal 2 damage to that enemy. To the chosen enemy. Okay, 3 copies of that guy. Okay. Then what do we have? Westfold Outrider. 2 cost, tactics ally, 0 willpower, 2 attack, 1 defense, 2 health. Westfold Outrider has Rohan and Scout trait. Action, discard Westfold Outrider to choose an enemy not engaged with you. Engage the chosen enemy. 3 copies. Nice cheap ally, I like it. And then here's the Ancient Matham we saw, where you throw it on and attach to a location, 1 cost spirit attachment. After attached location is explored, the first player draws 3 cards. So just get some more cards at the table. 2 copies in the pre-constructed deck. Firefoot, a 2 cost mount tactics attachment. Attach to a tactics or Rohan hero. It's restricted. Attached hero gets +1 attack, +2 instead if the attached hero is Aomir. Response, after attached hero attacks alone, exhaust Firefoot to choose a non-unique enemy engaged with you. Excess damage dealt by this attack is assigned to the chosen enemy. A little bit of overkill kind of stuff going on there. 2 copies in the deck. So that's what your breeder's searching for, I guess. A mount attachment. Then we got Horn of the Mark attached to a Rohan hero or Mary. It's restricted. Response, when a character leaves play, if that character shares at least 1 trait with the attached hero, exhaust Horn of the Mark to draw 1 card. It's unique, so you can only have 1 in play. Just like Firefoot, both unique. So once you get 1 in play, the other card's dead. But again, you can lose attachments in the game, so playing it again later might be useful. Only 2 copies. Well, then we have a 1 of the Red Arrow. It's unique attachment, has victory points on it. A unique 1 cost attachment for tactics, limit 1 per deck. Attached to a Gondor hero. Attached hero gets +1 willpower. Oh, here's this Valor response. After attached hero quest successfully, add the red arrow to the victory display to search the top 5 cards of your deck for an ally and put it into play. Shuffle your deck. Ooh. Ooh. I like. Yeah, cheating expensive allies into play is good stuff. We got a War Axe. We get 2 of these in the pre-constructed deck. 1 cost, tactics, item, weapon attachment attached to a tactics hero, limit 1 per character. And it's also restricted. Tactics character gets 1 +1 attack for each attachment it has with the restricted keyword. So obviously you can only have 2 restricted attachments, max. So you get +2 attack off this if you attach it with another one. Of a different card. This one is limit 1s per character, so you can't just attach 2 of these, which would then bounce off each other and give +4 attack. They obviously thought of that, and they did not let you do that fun stuff. Oh, we got Test of Will. Yes, cancel when revealed effects of a card that was just revealed from the encounter deck. So some staple cards here. 2 of in the deck. That is nice. It's good to have some of those in the deck. Even if you had like 2, 3, 4 players sitting around the table play with these decks, just the pre-constructed ones, at least they're giving them key cards in there, you know, which is good stuff. Astonishing Speed. Action. Until the end of the phase, all Rohan characters get +2 willpower. For 3 cost, spirit card event. There's the Feint. 2 copies of Feint in the deck, just to stop. Choose an enemy, engage with a player. The enemy cannot attack the player this phase. Then we have, what is this? Fourth Aerolingus? I don't know. A 2-cost tactics event, combat action. Each Rohan hero can be declared as an attacker against enemies in the staging area this phase. I like that stuff. So when your threat's low at the beginning of the game, enemies are building up in the staging area, you can get them before they get you. Or those scenarios where they pile up and it's super annoying and you just, you know, you're having trouble questing. This can help, right? 2 copies of that in the pre-constructed deck. Then we have 2 copies of Oath of Aeorl. Oath of Aeorl. It's a 3-cost tactics event. Oh yeah, I was supposed to open Discord. I just remembered. I don't know. I'm all over the place. Let me see. I forgot to check it on my break. Go to hell, Dan. All right. I'll just leave that in there. Woo. All right. Nice one, Dan. Nice one. Okay. So the Muster of Rohan, 4-cost spirit event. Let's do it here. While paying for the Muster of Rohan, each Rohan hero you control is considered to have a spirit icon. Oh, so yeah, you can pay from all the hero's resources. Planning action. Search the top 10 cards of your deck for up to 4 Rohan allies. Put them into play. Whoa! Shuffle your deck. If any of those allies are still in play at the end of the round, discard them. Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of cool, though. 2 copies of this one in the deck. Okay. And then the last card we have 2 copies of is Wait No Longer. Response. At the beginning of the quest phase, search the top 5 cards in the encounter deck for an enemy, put it into play, engage with you. Then reveal 1 last encounter card this phase. Shuffle the encounter deck. Yeah, how many times are you sitting there in a scenario and you're like, man, I built up all this stuff for fighting enemies and no enemies are coming out. And it's like locations, treachery cards, and you're like, I just need an enemy. I'm literally doing nothing in the encounter phase or whatever, or the attack combat phase, whatever it's called. It is called combat phase. And yeah, you're just like, come on, man. The cool part is it also grabs the card out and puts it engaged with you, so it's not in the staging area, adding threat when you're trying to quest. And then you reveal 1 less card, so it's like also helps with questing. Yeah, that's a cool card. I like it. We'll see how that works in practice. In some scenarios, that'll be stronger than others, obviously. And then we hit our halt card. So again, all the cards we just went through are the pre-constructed deck, okay? This is your pre-constructed deck that you just play with right away. Just play with this one, have some fun with it, see how it works out. And then again, for those that join late, they kind of give you some extra heroes, maybe, some extra cards to swap in, maybe even change the spheres in your deck. And then they give you the singles for the ones that only have like 2 of and 1 of in the deck or whatever, unless they're limited. But they give you like the 3rd copy of all the cards except for Gandalf for some reason. Okay. Yeah, let's do it like this. So we have another hero here. This is a 9-cost spirit hero, Fastred. The response after Fastred defends an enemy attack, return that enemy to the staging area to reduce your threat by 2. Limit once per phase. He's 3 defense, 1 willpower, 2 attack, 3 health. After he defends an enemy attack, return that enemy to the staging area to reduce your threat by 2. Limit once per phase. I mean, if you're playing with the defender deck stuff, like, man, you could like take on an enemy that you don't want to take on. It goes back, and then maybe no new enemies show up. And then when you do an optional engagement next turn, someone else takes that enemy, and you're sitting here dropping your threat. And then you use like a range character to attack it or whatever. Or using the attack the staging area stuff. That's neat. I've never seen this guy before that I know of. But he seems cool. We got Ridermark's Finest. Exhaust and discard Ridermark's Finest to place 2 progress tokens on any location. Oh, this card I know. Yeah, I know this card. This is good stuff, man. Just some location control. 2 cost. Good stuff. And you discard it, which helps, I think, with the discard synergy stuff, right? Then we have Spear of the Mark, 1 cost attachment. It's a weapon attached to a Rohan character restricted. Attached character gets +1 attack, +2 instead if the attacking enemy is if attacking an enemy in the staging area. Yeah, you ride your horse out to the staging area and get them before they get you. I see what the theme is there. Steed of the Mark, attached to a Gondor or Rohan hero. Response, after attached hero commits to a quest, spend 1 resource from attached hero's resource pool to ready attached hero. Yes, please. Okay, that's not in the deck. Look at all these mounts. So we only have like 1 mount in the whole deck, but they give you like a whole bunch more mounts here on the side. We got Rohan Warhorse, attached to a tactics or Rohan hero. It's restricted. Response, after attached hero participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, exhaust Rohan Warhorse to ready attached hero. Yes, ready. Hero ready stuff. I love it. We got Carnage of the Rohirrim. 2 cost tactics event. Action until the end of the phase. Each Rohan character with a mount attachment gets +3 attack. Woo, boy. That's like a boss fight card right there. Get everyone on horsies and then go for the kill. 3 of in there. We got, oh, here's your other copies of your other cards that you only have like 1 or 2 of in the deck that you can have more of. So we pretty much saw most of the cards in the deck. These are just lots of singles in the back for you or whatever. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Okay, as the Riders of Rohan, I think I need to play this one. Like, I understand the synergies of what they're trying to do here. This is one I think it's not clicking for me that much. I need to play this one, I think, to see how it all works out. But I bet there's something here that's pretty decent, and you might just have to tweak in some other cards to kind of like get the power level up a bit, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's amazing what it's doing. And again, if you're playing multiplayer with all these decks together, or at least a couple of them, I see there's like synergies and stuff going on between the decks maybe that might help out and cover some of the weaknesses and things. All right, our final deck, the Dwarves. We got our Dwarves going on here. The Dwarves of Durin starter deck. 82 card starter deck for Lord of the Rings, the card game, contains a ready-to-play starter deck featuring the Dwarves of Middle-earth. Take advantage of their hardy fortitude in battle and find new resources by mining your deck. The Dwarven heroes, Bifur, Ori, and Dane Ironfoot. Yes, yes, yes. Dane Ironfoot, a key staple to any Dwarf deck. Additional Dwarf theme cards that can be used to augment and customize any deck. Oh, hey Keith, how's it going? Yeah, the wizard hat arrived today. Eowyn is in the core box, so maybe that's why only 2 Rohan heroes. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because these are like to supplement the core set to give more player cards to a small card pool. It makes sense. I'm looking at them just in their own little vacuum, thinking like, you know, friend shows up, wants to play, and I just go, here's your cards. Play with these, you know. Or they buy these. Like a friend buys this and just comes over and plays, you know, and like joins us at the table and doesn't touch my cards. Get out of my card pool. Stay out of my collection. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's neat. But yeah, obviously they designed it and to complement the revised core set, I'm hoping. So if I spread out all the revised core set cards, spread out all these player cards to these 4 decks, we could probably build some juicy stuff and maybe synergize some other heroes. Because obviously they didn't want to give you heroes from the core set. But a lot of those heroes in the core set, there's some cool heroes and some powerful heroes, right? That you know would work with some of these cards. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I should have. No, it's okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at these today, but I'm sure you can go online and see all the stuff, all the cards from all these sets. I'll go to ringsdb.com and like filter it by the starter decks and the revised core set and kind of just see what's there. And, you know, put some cool decks together maybe. And get more copies of Gandalf in the deck. All right, let's do this. Let's go. We got Dane right on the top. Sajat's here in the chat says, wait, you're having wizard hat time and did not tell me? The atrocity. Okay, Sajat, again, for those that joined late, I know a lot of people don't care. They're like watching this later and you're like, why does he keep talking about the wizard hat? So it was this thing. We played Youthia and people were saying I need to wear a wizard hat. So we started looking for a wizard hat online. Amazon Canada sucks. I went to party stores, costume stores, all this stuff, tried to order hats. My orders were getting canceled. Stock numbers were wrong. I even was in the US this weekend and I was looking in party stores down there and trying to find in costume stores. Could not find. And we looked on a stream. We were trying to find a wizard hat. People were donating to try to make me wear a wizard hat. So this wizard hat is not cheap. It actually went up in price after we first looked at it on stream by like $5 or whatever. But I didn't want to order it because I knew I was going away for the weekend and didn't want to show up and then be sitting on the front porch and then just like disappear to Porch Pirates. So I waited till I got back this week after we took a few days off. And I couldn't find a hat down there that was worthy. So this one I ended up going and ordering it off Amazon.com in the US and got it. It took only like 2 days to ship, but it showed up today on my porch, unexpected. I opened it up to go outside and read the Lord of the Rings rules, just to refresh myself on this game and the terminology and the keywords and stuff. And it was literally sitting on my front porch. And I was like, I'm about to stream in an hour and a half, unboxing of this game, and the Gandalf hat shows up on the front porch. It's like a sign, like it just worked out. So it wasn't planned, it just happened. Like, yeah, I was like, wow, what are the odds? That's crazy. And it said it wasn't supposed to come here for 2 weeks. Like the 2 weeks was the date. I don't know which way it's supposed to go, but yeah, it's a cool hat. It's a very nice hat. This is a sign, it must be said. I know. These packs that were supposed to come out in March didn't show up until the end of May for me, but I mean, at least the hat came, you know, the wizard hat did not arrive early. It was not late, nor was it early. It arrived exactly when it meant to. All right, let's get to the cards. We got Dane Ironfoot. This guy's amazing, okay, if in a dwarf deck. 11 threat costs here. We have 1 willpower, 2 attack, 3 defense, 5 health. He's a dwarf. He's a noble. While Dane Ironfoot is ready, dwarf characters get +1 attack and +1 willpower, okay? So just don't use him. He just stands there for a while, buffs up all your other characters. He can be like the last one to attack, last one to defend or something kind of thing. I mean, you probably want to keep him standing as long as you can. Then you get more value out of it, but he is amazing. Leadership. Oh, let's do it like this. Okay. Leadership hero. Our second hero is Ori. He's lore. Okay. I was playing with this guy. I already played with this guy. I was playing with him in the Hobbit Saga playthrough series we did on the channel. Playlist link in the video description. But I played with this guy. If you control these 5 dwarf characters, draw an additional 1 card at the beginning of the resource phase. Great. I love the dwarf synergies. So good. Okay. Then we got Biffer. Oh, 7. This guy's 8. This guy's 7. That's good stuff. Action, pay 1 resource from a hero's resource pool to add 1 resource to Biffer's resource pool. Any player may trigger this ability, limit once per round. So I guess the lore cards are going to be expensive. This is going to help us pay for them. So it's lore, 2 lore and 1 leadership by default for this pre-constructed deck. We got Bomber in here. 3 cost ally. Exhaust Bomber to choose a location. That location gets -1 threat until the end of the phase. That location does not contribute its threat. Instead, if it's an underground location, because dwarves know the mines. Dot says, too bad you're covering Lord of the Rings, wasting the magic presence on this game. No, Sajah, I'm going to ban you from this chat if you don't even throw shade on this amazing game. I'm not covering anything. I'm enjoying it. All right. I'm enjoying it. This is a game that has a special place in my heart. I love this game. Back in the early days of us getting into the hobby, I love it. I'm glad it's not dead. I'm glad it's still, well, it's not, you know, not dead. It's just not printing new stuff, but I'm glad new players are finding new ways to get into the game and stuff with all the repackaged stuff. So I did not play enough of this game in my time in the hobby yet. All right, so 1 copy of Bomber. I know it's not for everybody though. Don't go and buy this game. It might not be for you. A little rough around the edges in some aspects. All right, we got Dory. They give you 2 copies of Dory. After a hero is assigned any amount of damage, exhaust Dory to place that damage on Dory instead, so you can take a hit for your heroes. We're going to see a lot of cards that I played with, or Mel played with, in our Hobbit Saga playthrough series a few months back, because we were playing like dwarf decks. So some of these cards come from that Hobbit Saga expansion, which I'm assuming they're not reprinting that anytime soon in the new packaging and stuff. So I think they're going to do the Saga boxes for the Lord of the Rings Saga stuff. I feel like they're going to do some kind of keep those in print or reprint them in you know, less boxes or something. But I think the Hobbit one, they're like just going to let it die and maybe not keep reprinting it and stuff, because they put so many cards from that in here. But you need cards from there to build the dwarf deck. But then also the, what is it, the Darrow cycle or whatever it is? Whatever that cycle is, the second cycle, I think. Yeah, the Darrow cycle with the Khazad-dûm box or whatever. That one also has lots of dwarf cards, which I think are in here, which means they're not probably printing that cycle anytime soon either, if at all. So it's kind of sad, but at least you can get a lot of player cards this way. Oh, Erebor Hammersmith, 3 copies, of course. This guy we play with. After you play Erebor Hammersmith, return the top most attachment in any player's discard pile to their hand. Okay, yep. Oh, we got Erebor Record Keeper. 1 cost. Erebor Record Keeper cannot attack or defend. Action, exhaust Erebor Record Keeper and pay 1 lore resource to choose and ready a dwarf character. So not a hero, not an ally, a character. So you can either or. 3 copies of Erebor Record Keeper. A great card. I like Erebor Record Keeper. Really good. Then we got a neutral dwarf here. I don't think I've seen this one before. 3 cost, 1 willpower, 1 attack, 1 defense, 2 health. Response, after Arid Lewin Miner is discarded from your deck, put it into play under your control. A little, what is it? A Red Viper from, or no. Who was it in Game of Thrones first edition, the card game? The guy that hid in your hand, and if the opponent discarded him from your hand, you drop in play. Oh, it's from Martell. I forget which character it was. Somebody will know. But it was a fun card. Like, it was such a fun card. Maybe not the greatest card, but I always like play with one of in the deck. Just so when somebody went to your opponent tried to discard a card from your hand, and they think they're screwing you, and then they reveal him and he goes in play. Oh, so good. This is that kind of fun stuff. So any of those scenarios that are like discard the top cards from your deck, you know, like this guy will go into play from. That's fun. That's fun. Hey, Pontus. Yeah, I got the Wizard's hat today. Arid Nimras Prospector, 2 cost. Dwarf ally here. Response, after this guy enters play, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Whoa, is that a synergy I see? Then choose and shuffle 1 card from your discard pile back into your deck. So if you can find this guy, you get to discard and put him into play. Oh, this is fun stuff. I love these little synergies. This is fun. Fun. Maybe not the most efficient, but not efficient. Sorry, it is efficient if it works. Not the most consistent, maybe, but still fun. I like it. Then we have this guy again. Gandalf, I think yeah, that's how you say it, Gandalf. But he has this awesome hat. Oh, Justin's back. Is it Dort and Marshall? Okay. Oh, hold on. What happened here? We got 3 Gandalfs in this one. Okay, so the reviews are in. The best deck in all 4 of them is the Dwarfs deck. It has 3 Gandalfs instead of 2. All the other decks have 2. Unless there's some kind of printing error going on here. I don't know why they only give you 2 Gandalfs in all the other decks. But hot take. We had to wait till the final deck, but we found it. We found the best deck. We don't even have to look at the rest of the cards. We just know this deck has 3 Gandalfs. And when you have more Gandalfs in a deck, it's automatically a better deck. Right? Right? What the hell is that? Why? Well, like, what is going on here? I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Check the deck list. Oh yeah, true. True. Yeah, it's supposed to be 3. Those are only supposed to be 2. But I still don't get why in these other decks they didn't give you a 3rd Gandalf in the extra cards. I just don't get that. I just don't get it. I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure there's a reason. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Thanks, Mel. All right. Yeah. Let's get back to it. Oh, we got Glowing. Classic dwarf card here. While you control these 5 dwarf characters, Glowing gains response. After you play Glowing from your hand, choose a hero. Add 2 resources to that hero's resource pool. I think Mel was always playing with this one and going like, do you need 2 resources? Do you need 2 resources? Do you have anything expensive in your hand to play? I'm like, yes, please. Okay, so 2 copies of that in the pre-constructed deck. Longbeard Elder, of course, in a dwarf deck. Response: after Longbeard Elder commits to a quest, look at the top card of the encounter deck. If that card's a location, place 1 progress on the current quest. Otherwise, Longbeard Elder gets -1 willpower till the end of the phase. A little peek at the next card. Some little information. 3 copies in the deck. Miner of the Iron Hills, standard in a dwarf deck. After Miner of the Iron Hills enters play, choose and discard 1 condition attachment from play. There are some scenarios where this guy you want 3 of in the deck. They give you 2. But you can get the 3rd probably in the later half of the cards here. But he can save your butt in some scenarios. Oh, Cram, good stuff. Free hero ready. Attached to a hero, you just discard this. It's a 1-time ready, but man, you can attach to any hero at the table. So like you can, if you see a hero out there who's like defending and attacking, or you want them to attack twice or defend twice or something, or do a commit to a quest and then ready them up for a defense or attack or whatever. Any hero readying stuff is awesome, and I think every single deck has had some of it in it, which is great. It's great. 2 copies in the pre-constructed. We have Healing Herbs attached to a lore hero. Discard Healing Herbs and exhaust attached hero to heal all damage on 1 character. 2 copies. King Under the Mountain. This is like, this I put up there with like, what is it? The Spear of Gondor. What's that? No. Oh, blank. What is it called? Steward of Gondor, duh. Steward of Gondor, I kind of put this in the same category in my mind, but it's like the dwarf kind of thing. It's like, it's just resource stuff, right? Exhaust King Under the Mountain to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 to your hand, discard the other. Like, if you see this early in the game, your game is going to be easier. Like, that's just how it is, right? It's like, you see Steward of Gondor early, you're just going to have an easier time. 3 of in the deck. Legacy of Durin. What was I reading? All right. Attached to a dwarf hero, it's a lore attachment. After you play a dwarf character from your hand, exhaust Legacy of Durin to draw a card. More card draw. Holy. Oh, Narvi's Belt. Yes. Attached to a dwarf hero, exhaust Navi's Belt to give attached hero all of the icon. Well, 1 of the icon, I think, right? Yeah, it's 1, right? Give a hero leadership, lore, tactics, or spirit icon until the end of the phase. So it just helps you, like, you need the resources to play something expensive in your hand that's kind of clogging up your hand or whatever. You're getting like, you're getting screwed with just the 1 sphere of cards. This can help kind of alleviate that a bit. Thrower's Map. Attached to a hero, travel action, discard Thrower's Map to choose a location in the staging area. Make that location the active location. If there is another active location, return to the staging area. So just location swappy stuff so you don't get stuck. 2 copies. A very good tail. I remember this card being cool. Exhaust 2 allies you control to shuffle your deck and discard the top 5 cards. Put up to, discard cards. It can help you get that other dwarf in play. Put up to 2 allies discarded by this effect into play under your control. The total cost of the allies put into play cannot exceed the total cost of allies exhausted to pay for this effect. So the higher cost allies you exhaust to fire this off, the more expensive allies you can play. But then you have that 1 dwarf in here that's like, if he discards off the top, he goes into play anyway. So there's a chance you could get 3 or more allies into play off this. Depending on the cost and if you even draw them and all that stuff. But this is a very fun card. Risky, I think, but fun. 2 copies. What's this? A hidden cache? A neutral event here, free. Response after hidden cache is discarded from your deck. Oh, more discard stuff. Add 2 resources to the resource pool of a hero you control. Or as an action, Spend 1 resource to draw 1 card. That's a fun little card. 3 of. Oh, we know this one. Lure of Moria. 3 cost, action, ready all dwarf characters. Obviously, if you're playing a, you're going through a quest and you have multiple dwarf decks at the table, like we did in our last playthroughs, readying all dwarf characters at the table, all heroes, all allies, under any player's control, amazing. But when you're only playing this deck and these are the only dwarves you have, it's maybe not so great, but it's still good. You can still ready all your dwarfs. That's amazing. That's like when you're going for it, right? You do a big quest with everybody and then you ready them all up to like use them during the combat. Or you just need them to ready up to attack another enemy or something. Or after defending is great. 2 copies. Then we have 3 copies of We Are Not Idle, free leadership event, action, exhaust X dwarf heroes to add X resources to a hero's resource pool and draw 1 card. I mean, that could get you out of a jam. But again, yeah, that could get you out of a jam. 3 of those. Durin Song. Action, choose a dwarf hero. That hero gets +2 willpower, +2 attack power, +2 defense power until the end of the round. Yep. Like that card. 2 copies in the deck. And then we hit our halt card. Now we're into the extra cards they give you for tweaking the deck, modifying the deck, adding to your pool. All the 3rd copies and 2nd copies of the cards, we only had 2 of and 1 of in the deck. So that's your complete deck. That's your starter deck right there. And again, if you ever mix them all up, it's on the back of the little booklet. So you can sort them all out again. Or, again, you can just look in the bottom right corner and all the cards with the asterisk are part of the pre-constructed deck. Like, man, they thought of a bunch of things when they made these. And I like the thought they put into it. It's cool. All right, halt. Put that on the bottom there. All right. Oh, you got Nori. So you can mix in Nori again. So we had 2 lore and a leadership. Now you have spirit options coming up here. So if you put Nori into the deck, response after you play a dwarf character from your hand, reduce your threat by 1. Yes. See, they give you stuff to answer if you're playing solo or you have different, another player at the table doesn't have threat reduction and stuff. This could help you out. And you can mix it in and switch your deck up to kind of cover some weaknesses, depending on the scenario you're playing and stuff like that. I like how they give you some options. That's good. And then we're into, oh, do we have the Keely and Feely combo here? 3 Keelys? Better be Feely. Yeah! They give you the Keely and Feely combo. Classic stuff. Classic stuff. This is just fun. This needs to be put in the deck like ASAP. If you can work it in. Keely is a dwarf character, cost 3. Response, after you play Keely from your hand during the planning phase, search your deck for Feely and put them into play under your control, then shuffle your deck. Okay, so you got 3 of, but you can put in how many you want. Then you have Feely. After you play Feely from your hands during the planning phase, search your deck for Keely and put them into play under your control, shuffle your deck. Sucks when you draw them into them all, but like it's good if you have a few copies. They're in your deck. 1 dies, you play another one, it pulls the other one back out. It's just like for 3 costs, you get 2 allies into play. That's good stuff. That's fun. That's fun stuff. And they got good stats too. Like they're not bad. Sigil Miner, 2 cost Spirit Ally. And action, exhaust Sigil Miner and name a number to discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Okay, if at least one of those cards has cost equal to the name number, choose a hero you control. For each card that matches the name number, add 1 resource to that hero's resource pool. What? That's weird. Feels like we're playing the Hobbit Saga, right? Where you're like trying to do the rumors or riddles or whatever. Riddles. Sigil Miner. Then we have Erebor Guard. 4 cost Spirit Ally. Sentinel, 2 defense on this guy, 3 health, not bad. Response, when you play Erebor Guard from your hand, discard the top 2 cards of your deck to reduce its cost by 2. These only 2 costs. And we saw that we have discard effect cards, which is neat. And cards to play out of discard and stuff, right? I like this whole digging thing. It's very thematic, right? Dwarves living under a mountain, digging, mining. It's fun stuff. We have a Dwarf Pipe. Is a 1 cost spirit attachment. Item pipe attached to a dwarf character. Limit 1 per character. Response. After a card is discarded from your deck, exhaust Dwarf Pipe to place that card on the bottom of your deck. So you need to put Keely or Feely back in your deck. You accidentally discarded them. You need to get them in there. This helps with that. This is like your save your butt card right here. Keep the combo going. Ooh, what's this pretty neutral card? A 2-cost magic ring. It's an artifact, an item, and a ring attached to a hero. Limit 1 per hero and 1 per deck. Yep, they only give you 1. That makes sense. Action. Exhaust magic ring and raise your threat by 1 to choose 1. You can either heal 1 damage from attached hero, add 1 resource to attached hero's pool, or ready attached hero. I mean, that is like, you can get in jams sometimes. That's great. Also, attaching this to, if you're playing this dwarf deck at the table and you're playing with the Gondor guys with all the get to 40, get to 40 threat to do their cool stuff, you give this on one of their heroes and they're raising their threat a little quicker. That's fine, because they'll eventually get to their 40, but then they're on the way raising their threat a little faster. They're getting advantage out of it, which I like this card. I think that'd be great. Also, putting this on Dane, right? If you do use Dane and you need him to get readied back up so his ability is helping out all the dwarves buff up their stats, you could raise your threat if you're desperate and ready him up with this. This is a really cool card. Of course, the camera's bugging out because my hat, I just noticed. My hair! All right, that's a cool card. Then we have, oh man, that's a nice feeling taking that hat off. It was hot. I forgot it was there though. Even the room sounds different without the hat around my ears like that. It's like, yeah, it's weird. All right. And then these are just the other copies of the cards that are in the deck that they give you to get 3 copies of most of the cards so you can, use them in other decks, have a full play set. Yeah, this is fun stuff. I like it. I definitely want to play this game with just these cards in the revised core set and try these decks out first. I want to try the pre-constructed decks. I don't know when I'll do that, but hopefully soon on stream. Maybe we'll do some solo or some 2-player streams, maybe some weekly streams, get Lord of the Rings back to the table weekly. And Mel and I can try out like combos of 2 decks at a time. Hopefully at some point in the future, maybe Justin can join us and we can get the classic team back together again, but no rush. And then we can try more of these decks on the table together. And then we'll try some tweaking, like we'll try, like I would love to play through like a few scenarios, and see if these decks kind of are a little solid or if they're like, and if the cards they give you to tweak the decks or the heroes to swap out, if they can help you kind of cover your bases and still complete scenarios, or are these pretty trash and they don't have enough answers to a lot of the scenarios. So you need to buy more packs, more expansions, all that kind of stuff. Or, just pull from the revised core set. I'm sure with the revised core set plus these, you have some pretty solid deck options. I feel like there's some cool stuff here. Like, yeah, you can maybe break up some of the synergy, put some more staple cards from the revised core set in some of these decks to really boost their power level. But yeah, I don't know. I think we got some cool, fun stuff here. Anyone have these that's played with them? I've seen some good comments in the chat about people who've had them and already played with them. But like, anyone own any of these decks? What are your thoughts on any of them? If you're watching later, leave that in the comments below. What's your favorite one? Did you have to tweak them? Is there some broken set of heroes from the core set in these decks that you can put together and make like an amazing deck? Like, are these good for new players? I don't know yet. I just opened them. From what I see, there's some fun stuff for sure. Definitely some fun stuff. Absolutely fun stuff. Yeah, fun stuff. Let's get them all lined up here. There we go. There we go. That was the decks. That was cool. That was cool. Oh, we did those last 2 decks within an hour, I think, because it's only been going for 3 hours. We're not done though. Like I want to sit and talk about this a little bit. I'm excited. Like I'm like a kid in a candy store here. Yes, I probably have a lot of these cards in my collection, but again, I'm missing like 4 cycles I stopped buying in the game. So to see some of these new cards, to see card decks put together for me, to see there's a chance new players are interested in the game coming back into the game. And again, like when I started YouTube, we played like one game on YouTube to test some cameras or on Twitch or something. And then I just never played this game. I never streamed this game. I just decided to stream other games. And, you know, this was more of our fun weekend disconnect from everything and play. And it's kind of cool that I've been given the chance, you know, there's an interest in it again to bring it back to the channel. And that's what, you know, we covered the revised core set. We played the campaign. We played the Dark of Mirkwood. We played the Hobbit Saga boxes. I want to keep playing this game on the channel. And it's cool that I finally got a hold of these because these are a fun little product. I really like the Arkham Horror starter decks. I thought those are great for new players to get in big LCG. And that's the thing. A lot of players won't touch an LCG if it has thousands of cards and costs hundreds and thousands of dollars, whatever it is, to get in. It's daunting. It's daunting to find your way through that pool, that you know, that high hill to climb, you know, to get into the game. And to make, like, a lot of games don't do this. There's not enough products that are targeted at new players, especially years in the game. The problem with most games is nobody knows about them when they launch. Nobody knows about them in the first few years. Nobody has any idea. Word of mouth spreads, the game improves, they fix the game, they bring out better stuff, they learn, and the games get better as time goes on. But a lot of companies who have these lifestyle games, these expandable games, these living card games, these collectible card games, tournament card games, whatever you want to call them, they just sometimes forget about the new player. And I feel like that's what, like, Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, they always have new player stuff every year. Every year they have new little cheap decks to get people into the game, little pre-built packages you can find at your stores and stuff that anyone can pick up a game and just jump into those games. And that's why those games have been around since the 90s. But then you have games like this where FFG comes out with a core set that's like not complete. They expect you to buy more core sets. They then sprinkle the player cards all throughout. They expand the game at a rapid pace most of the time. And within a couple of years, all of a sudden you have hundreds of dollars need to be invested to just get the game to a decent point. And they forget about the player who's coming in later. Yeah, it took like 10 years and they finally figured out how to make a starter deck and how to repackage their product in a more friendly manner for the game store and the player. But yeah, these are great. And I need to applaud these. These are like 7 or 8 years too late, unfortunately, but hopefully for some people, they've arrived precisely when they meant to. But they're great. These decks up here, sorry, I'm pointing the wrong way. These decks are great, I think, so far, from what I've seen. But again, I need to play them, which I will do. I want to stream these on the channel, have some fun. So join me casually. We'll play some games. I'll have Mel join me, and we can play around with them. And yeah, it should be fun. Should be fun. Beatles, I know, you're saying, please do more Lord of the Rings. Yes, but you have to understand, I love all of the LCGs that FFG put out, not just the cooperative ones, but yes, the cooperative ones, all 3 of them. I'm now, because I got suckered into getting into Arkham Horror. I love Marvel Champions. I love Arkham Horror, the card game. I love Lord of the Rings, the card game. They all scratch different itches for me. But they're all lifestyle games. They're all expensive. They all involve you just like living those lifestyles and enjoying those games. They're hard to dabble in. They're hard to do casually. And with the YouTube channel where I'm trying to play different things and please different, you know, groups in the audience, you know, I don't want to dedicate myself to just one game. That's the best way to kill your channel. Because once people lose interest in that one thing, they move on. And that's why you'll see a lot of these channels that come and go. They start a podcast, they start a YouTube channel, and then they just die. And their base just disappears because it becomes too niche. And I like dabbling. This channel reflects me, and me as a player. I love diving deep into games, but every now and then I gotta take my head back out of the water and take a breath and kind of cleanse my palate by jumping into something else and trying to change up my experiences. I will get bored of a game playing it over and over again. That's just how I am. Some people can play a single game like this for a decade and not touch anything else and just be fine with it. That's their hobby. But me, I love all the different experiences. I love all different types of board games and card games. And I just want to play different stuff all the time. So how I've decided to do it going forward, and I did polls and everything to like basically poll the audience to find out what I should do going forward. Back when I was like, I'm really torn sometimes between spending my time on this game versus Arkham Horror versus Marvel Champions, and then versus all the other board games that exist. And then there's lifestyle board games that constantly have expansions and you can just play a ton. And it's like, what do I focus on? Do I dump 2 of the games and focus on one? Do I stop covering LCGs altogether? Like, what is the right path? But the polls, I did a poll of my audience months ago, and yeah, it's basically from the numbers, I should just just keep doing what I'm doing is, you know, play one for a while. You know, if new products come out, kind of play it for a bit. And then when I kind of like feel the audience is maybe kind of waning on it, or my interest is waning, I just jump to the other game that maybe has a new, you know, maybe a new Marvel Champions campaign came out. I love stopping and going and playing those, playing some old heroes I hadn't played. And then, you know, Arkham Horror has a new campaign come out. Okay, let's jump into Arkham Horror. Let's play through a campaign blind. Great. Edge of the Earth was awesome. Okay, they announced the next one's coming. Amazing. Definitely been playing that when it comes out. And then now Lord of the Rings, I finally have the starter decks. I want to dabble with these soon. So stay tuned. It might take a week or two for Mel and I to get to these, because a burn cycle did just arrive yesterday. I do want to play that a little more. To be honest, I'm more excited about that because that's new to me. This I have hundreds of hours in, so I will get to these, but I just want to focus on burn cycle from a solo and multiplayer perspective. But after we play burn cycle a little bit, I'll probably then grab these and we'll start playing them on the channel and having some fun, getting warmed up for the Agmar Awaken cycle coming in the summer, July 20 something. So yeah, that'll be the latest that you'll see these decks on the channel. Assuming no other games show up that totally pull my attention away from this, but I wish these came in March, because that would have been perfect time for me to focus on these a little bit, and then we play them, you know, and then move to Marvel Champions. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like not specialize in any of the 3 games, just like kind of dabble in each one a little bit, have some fun, be a filthy casual. I hate being a filthy casual. I love diving deep into these games and learning everything about them, getting obsessed with them, trying to strategize and figure out all the broken combos and stuff. But no, I'm approaching them from a filthy casual standpoint. If you are interested in these games, hopefully I show them off to you. You find the one that appeals to you. Dive deep in them whatsoever, you will get rewarded for sure. But these are all very deep rabbit holes to dive into. It's hard to dabble into them all, but I try my best. But I love them all, and I don't want to give any of them up, to be honest. So, but yeah. I remember Lord of the Rings. The reason why I gave up on this game back in like 2015, we were going to Gen Con, we play the exclusive events. I'm collecting the Nightmare decks, the cards, the campaigns. We're playing it on weekends with Justin and even Kyle joining us. I was playing with Mel, just her. And it's just Game of Thrones, the card game, the living card game. It was hard to keep up with 2 LCGs at the same time. I found it so hard to keep track of all the new rules, the new keywords, the new packs coming out, keep up with the meta, you know, keep up with the errata list and all this stuff, the restricted lists. And yeah, just finding the time to play and practice for tournaments, but also prepare decks for your friends coming over to play casually. It's a lot to keep track of, and I just couldn't. I couldn't at the time, so I just dumped this game. I decided to stop buying it and just focus on that. And then I just started moving into other card games, you know, like Warhammer Conquest and L5R and Netrunner and all these other games. Like I just started buying cards for those, and Game of Thrones 2nd edition, you know, all that stuff. And just never came back to this one. But I always planned on coming back to play the Saga boxes, whether it was on stream or not. And now I think we have the chance. We could go through the Lord of the Rings saga soon, maybe. Maybe later this year, that's something we play after the Agmar Awakens or something. That would be fun. Going through all that saga. That'd be freaking epic. Man, imagine trying to do that with all 4 of these decks. That would be fun. Get 4 players together to play these, all going through the Lord of the Rings saga. I'm sure we would get crushed as we get to the later ones, but you know what I mean? Just using the revised core set and these 4 decks. See how far we can get before I rage quit. That'd be a fun experiment. I don't know if I have the time to do that, but that would be fun. I definitely don't have 2 other players that would probably dedicate that much time to that, but maybe that's something. Yeah, that'd be fun. Like a wizard. Yeah, the challenge would be real, right? That'd be a tough one. I probably would drop the difficulty on like the later saga boxes, because I've heard those are pretty unforgiving. And you kind of need lots of like a lot of the later cards and stuff. You need like a really good card pool for those, and they're really challenging on their own. So we could just play those last ones on easy or whatever. Drop the difficulty, would be fun. So looking back in the chat here, Beatles says, I love the Rohan deck. It works quickly, but best with a threat reduction 2nd deck. Good to know. Janet, I know you have these, says, I've been testing the starter decks with the Passage Through Mirkwood and then modifying the decks and try along the Anduin. I hear a lot of people that are doing that back in the day. I remember that was a thing early in the game. People would always test their decks against those two when they're deck building, just to see that they can kind of, and that's what those scenarios are kind of for, right? Just to show you some different aspects of the game, you know, and then it kind of like you can test your decks against them. Yeah, we'll see. I like another fun, like I don't want to give away all of it because every time I mention like something I want to do like with this stuff, someone else will do it. So I don't want to give away, I got to stop giving away these $1 million ideas. But yeah, I'll just save it. There's some other stuff I think would be fun to do. On some solo streams, we can chill, hang out, and have some fun with these things. Yeah, just give me some time to master Burn Cycle, stream some Burn Cycle, and then we'll come back to this, I think. I got to get back to more, I always say it, I got to get back to more solo streams in the day. I also got to talk to Kenji. Maybe I need to back off of some, I might need to get Fridays back from Gloomhaven Digital and start focusing more on Friday solo streams again and preparing for weekend streams, but we'll see. We'll see. Because there's so much stuff I want to do, and it's just like getting the time to do it is like, yeah. Yes, you know it. I'm drinking my home cold brew coffee, iced coffee, whatever, out of my Targaryen Fire and Blood. You know, I'm pumped for the HBO show coming later this year too in August. Hopefully it doesn't overshadow the Lord of the Rings show too much. But I'm worried about the Amazon show going up against an HBO show. It might be, I might have a struggle. I don't have Lord of the Rings glasses. Otherwise I would drink from a Lord of the Rings glass. I have like Game of Thrones steins and glasses and all, and shot glasses and all these things. Yeah. I don't have much Lord of the Rings swag other than card game stuff. Like cool play mats and stuff. Let's see if I can. This is swag I got. This is my swag. I have another one somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I couldn't find it. So I had to pick out of these two for the background for today's video. And I chose this one. Yeah, I have another one somewhere. Love it. Love it. Yeah. So tomorrow we're playing some Gloomhaven Digital on the channel. Our usual Friday Gloomhaven. I don't remember what time it's at, but I should probably check. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I'm still trying to get out of vacation mode. I'm still like not fully in it. So we go to youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table. Oh, look at this cool thing. I saw this the other day. They're like showing our members. Thank you channel members. Yes. It shows like all different channel members here. It keeps switching. I think that's a nice touch. If you want to become a channel member and support us and get a cool little die by your name and join us in our producer Discord, click this join button. Helps keep me doing this full time, you know, sitting here unboxing Lord of the Ring packs in the day. I wouldn't be able to do this without the support from all you guys, so I do appreciate it, honestly. Yeah. It allows me to purchase packs, even though they don't show up for 2 months. I still can spend my money on that, so I appreciate it. Where is it? Upcoming live streams. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, Gloomhaven Digital. Episode 3, starting a new story chapter, or a new story of Folklore of the Affliction. Join us for that on, it looks like that's Sunday, right? Yeah, that's Sunday, 12 Eastern. And then we should be back with more Star Wars Imperial Assault on Tuesday. And then hopefully next week I can get some Burn Cycle in there. But again, I still want to learn it really well before I play it. The new game from Chip Theory Games arrived yesterday. A little late. Man, my deliveries, like my luck with getting stuff is just like so horrible lately. Except for wizard hats. They arrive, the wizard hats come 2 weeks early. Because buying wizard hats is good. Buying board games, man, the publishers just can't get their stuff together sometimes to get products in stores on set dates, and shipped in the mail and across borders and stuff, but... Oh, I'm live right now? Whoa, let's watch it. Without the ads. No, I don't want to be on YouTube Premium. Stop harassing me. Stop telling me to click like buttons and subscribe. It's so annoying. Damn YouTubers trying to grow their channels. Look at this guy. Oh, man. That's good stuff. We're going to have Wizard Rob Inception here. All right, I need to stop this. This is going to get out of control. The time zone is Eastern. Sorry, Eastern Daylight Savings Time. I'm so sorry. It will show it if you go there. It'll show your time locally, right? Just go to youtube.com/Rob's Gaming Table, or just click my name and picture down below or whatever. Is this how you make infinite ad money? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Instead of making 1 penny from ads, I just made 1.7 pennies from ads. Woo! Woo! Robception. Oh, man. Anyways, that was the unboxing of the Lord of the Rings Starter Decks. Maybe it wasn't as goofy as yesterday. Oh, I didn't even smell the cards, did I? Oh yeah, they smell just like they did when I opened them 10 years ago. Yep, they're still using the same printers and everything to print their cards. Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the smell of their cards. And their books. Yep, this has the same smell as all their other rule books. Yeah, but they lose the smell over time. That's the problem. Same with the cards. They start losing the smell. And then when I keep the cards in like my E-Raptor deck boxes, then they all start smelling like wood. Which is not bad either. That's really good. Cedric says, all right, how did I never saw this section? And I know I shouldn't be listening while working, but yeah, how dare you? Get your priorities straight. Get back to work. It's not just sitting around watching live streams. That's not what we do here. All right. See this, the autofocus on the camera is getting so messed up by the hat. It's like doesn't know what to do because I think I have like face tracking on, so it's like I can't find a face for some reason. I don't know if there's like a wizard tracking mode, if I can change it to like instead of tracking you know, yeah, see there it works right away. Not right away, but I forgot. All right. I think I'm gonna get out of here. Tomorrow, like I said, we're back playing Gloomhaven. Sunday, we're back playing Folklore of the Affliction. Tuesday, we should be back playing Star Wars Imperial Assault. Hopefully some Burn Cycle next week or the next weekend. Stay tuned for more Lord of the Rings, the card game. If you're looking for any of our Lord of the Rings card game content, it is down in the video description. Expand it. You will find playlist links in there. You can go watch us play through the revised core set, the Dark of Mirkwood, play a 2-player campaign, go through the Hobbit Saga campaign expansions, both boxes. And yeah, go watch those. Hit the like button on them. Hit the like button on this video. And what that does is help other people find these videos. YouTube will pump them through the algorithm and maybe show some of these videos to other people who maybe are interested in this kind of stuff or searching for this kind of stuff. And then we can just build up the chat, build up the audience, you know, help grow the channel to, you know, keep me going, you know, increase the funds, increase the audience, to help keep me doing this full time and then buying more games and crazy stuff, upgrading equipment, improving the channel, all those kind of things. I appreciate it. Thank you for the support so much. Even not through money, just hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button, all that stuff. I know I say it like I don't say it enough, but like we're supposed to. Like it's like if nobody's watching, like, you know, I can't do this all day like this. I can't cover some of these things, right? I can't play old games. I have to be on the new hotness and getting paid by publishers if I'm going to do this, but I don't have to do that because of your support, and I appreciate it a lot. I don't thank you guys enough. But yeah, it allows me not to just sit there playing Kickstarter prototypes all day and forgetting about games, great games from the past. I appreciate it that I don't have to do that. And I appreciate you guys. It's like, you're allowing me not to be punished, and I find that great. If that explains it best, I don't know, but yeah. I can sit here for 3 or 4 hours going through cards from years ago, having a good time, and I appreciate it, wearing wizard hats. And yeah, I don't say it enough. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate it. Appreciate you just being here and watching is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, thank you. Thank you. Pontus says, how does it feel to have bought a wizard has a tax write-off? I know I should do that, right? I don't even, like, I don't keep receipts for that kind of stuff. I should probably, right? Imagine though, that line item. One Hobbit Unexpected Journey official licensed movie merchandise Gandalf wizard, or no, Gandalf the Grey wizard hat. I think I ended up spending like $60 US on it total, like for customs, import, shipping, the hat, everything. That was not a cheap hat. It was like 60 freaking dollars it cost me to get this silly thing. And then I appreciate the donations that were specifically for the hat. Like I probably still would have bought it, but I mean, I'm so glad I didn't rush and buy that first hat. Like this one's awesome. It's got like a wire in there. It's got stuffing up here. This hat is awesome. This hat is awesome. Now, if you guys will excuse me, I'm gonna go try to find a cape, or sorry, a cloak, a beard, and a staff, and go run around my neighborhood yelling Gandalf quotes. I'm gonna just run into crosswalks. I'm gonna go to my daughter's school, and I'm gonna go push the crossing guard out of the way, and I'm gonna run in the street yelling, "You shall not pass," to the kids on the corner and the cars. And I'm gonna be a Gandalf crossing guard. That would be a cool viral video, no? See, I gotta stop giving away these $1 million ideas. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Oh, Jana says, thank you, Rob and Mel. You both make this community awesome. I don't think we make it awesome. You guys make it awesome. We just make the place where you guys can come and make it awesome. Yeah, my poor daughter, I know. Dad, you're embarrassing me. And then I have to, after getting arrested by the police and thrown in jail for the night, I then have to buy a white costume without the hat, you know, white beard, white robe and all that. And then I show up the next day and I return to the crosswalk as Gandalf the White. Wouldn't that be epic? Wouldn't that be epic? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, do it when the Lord of the Rings show is out, then it might fly. But yeah, okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Just don't ask your daughter for, yeah, true. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me today. It's been fun. I know I don't do these unboxings because I just like, I don't know. I think unboxings are kind of like silly, even though I watch them, you know, to see what's in products, but I try to put my own take on it, have some fun, hang out, have a place just to hang out, talk about games, have some fun looking at products. But don't worry, it's not something I'm going to do that often. Kind of keep it special for things that are special to me. You know, like chip theory game stuff and some fantasy flight game stuff. Those are the things I get excited about. But we'll keep it. We'll get back to the playthroughs. Don't worry. I hope I don't scare away too many people when they see 2 unboxings 2 days in a row. I haven't changed the content format of the channel. Don't worry. But yeah. Thank you all for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next stream. Bye-bye. Bye.